Hello, I would just like to announce that it is after 10 o'clock, so my stream is late, and my stream is late because my computer wasn't properly detecting my controller. It's still not properly detecting it. I'm actively restarting the computer right now, but I decided to jump on anyway. How's everyone doing? I'm doing dandy. We should probably start at the beginning. The beginning of time. Where have I been for the last, well, couple weeks, let's be honest. So before Pikmin 4 came out, I was sick. Had bad cough, all those problems, right? And those stuck around for a bit. And we started steroids. All good in the neighborhood, right? So that's when Pikmin 4 came out. So a week and a half ago? Last week? I don't know. Dude, everything is starting up at once. Then all of that happened, and I got on the steroids, got on some medication, and we were hoping everything would go okay. And that brings us to the Koa stream last Thursday, where I was still feeling a little bit completely but again, it is what it is. It is what it is. At the end of the stream, I said my chest was bothering me because my chest was really bothering me, and that didn't get better after the stream. And by 11:20, 11:30, somewhere in that range PM for me, which is like a whole day later, I took a nap, all that stuff. It ended up getting worse, and I ended up having to call an ambulance to take me to the hospital, where I spent the night. They fixed a bunch of stuffs, ruled out heart attack for the chest pain, which I didn't think it was, considering how long it was, but you never know. And at the end of it all, what were we left with? Well, I was left with a bunch of new medications for gastritis. Yeah, okay. I was left with a bunch of new medications for gastritis, some very temporary, some longer lasting, all in an attempt to make me feel better. And this morning when I woke up, I didn't feel dead for the first time in like 2 weeks. I haven't been having as many problems. There are still some issues, like I still have the cough. There's still some slight pressure here and there, but everything is getting better. And with Palia coming out tomorrow, I wanted to do a test stream to see, well, how we were going to be doing. So I bring with me my test stream. Hold on, very quickly, we're gonna preemptively bump everything up to higher and watch it crash. I wonder if my computer can handle all of the bits that I'm throwing at it right now. So, on Twitter yesterday, Chibi, or was it Taipa? I think it was Talpa. Talpa Studios put out a little challenge. And if you don't know, they are the developers of this game. Basically, they want a bunch of creators to try to beat the first level of this game as fast as possible. And seeing as how we played the first level, I thought my test could be, well, just doing that. So we're gonna take a boat ride over to the first level. Hi, Dad Joke. How you doing? I know how you're doing. Why did I ask? How you doing? So this is the first level. Ignore my best time. We need to get better. So this is our first level, and if we just walk very slowly through here, we will see what the challenge is. So we don't have to collect anything. We don't have to do anything out of the ordinary. Nothing crazy. We just need to beat this level faster than every other creator. And the contest ends today. And it starts today. It is a one-day contest. Personally, I think we can do it. Okay, I don't think we can do it. I've seen what the fastest runs look like. And all of that stuff. The movement in this looks like a lot of fun. The movement in this is a lot of fun. I actually only picked up this game because of the demo. That's the ending right beyond that, by the way. And this was one of the levels in the demo, and I spent forever trying to learn how to play this game. A lot of this is just me rolling and jumping and rolling and jumping. If you were here on Thursday, you might remember that I turned timers on. I hate that sound for checkpoints. That's why we usually don't get checkpoints. But yeah, if you were here Thursday, you might have seen a lot of this. We have our speedrun timer. The completion time is going to be for, well, beating that timer. That took us a minute and a half to walk through with dying. If we just ran straight from beginning to end without dying, that would have been 50 seconds. And if we look at the #1 time on our leaderboard for the game, you might realize something. First of all, that I have the 8th fastest time on this level, but that's not important because I'm actually still really slow at it. It's that we have to cut this whole thing down to 22. 33 seconds to be in the top 33, but what's 50th? 50th is 40 seconds almost. 22 seconds. So let's begin to explain what we have to do to actually beat this thing in under 24 seconds. So this whole level is pretty simple. I'm going to start by jumping onto this boat because if we jump and hit the ground, we can roll and jump again, which makes us much faster. But you'll notice that the boat is higher, so if I jump and land on the boat, I don't have to fall as far to get that roll. See? That's my goal. So we're gonna do that to start. Our next step is gonna be to prick ourselves on these cactuses. Why? Because, believe it or not, running over here is much slower than jumping to the corner of this rock. We just want to land on the corner of this rock so that we can make this jump. And that's all we're doing. We're cutting out these 2 bridges. Isn't that fantastic? Okay, so we've learned the first, what is it, 2 seconds of the run? Something like that. Hold on. How long is this? Five seconds. We learned the first 5 seconds of the run.
Let's get going!
This is literally a quarter of the time is spent getting to this box. So why do I say getting to this box? Well, if we use this box, we can actually make this jump without it, like you saw earlier. But if we use this box, it's possible to jump up here and skip all of this stuff. And this is all important because if we roll and jump, we can also make it onto this fence, which is important because if we roll and jump, we can make it onto this rock, which allows us to skip the entirety of running to the left. All of it. So, from the box, we can go up, left, jump, jump, jump. And then you might have thought, what about this stuff? Like, it sticks out, but we can't jump on it. There's invisible walls here that stop us from getting on here. So what is our answer? Do we have to hit the buttons? Do we really have to hit our buttons? like we did before. And I bet if you're in here, you're... Because... Ooh, okay. If we just hit this one button, we can make this jump up to here. That wouldn't be too slow, right? And if you're wondering about like the 33 to 39 second runs, I'm willing to bet all of those do this. I'm willing to bet all of them do this because just doing this cuts out so much time from having to hit the second button under the box. But 33 seconds is not our goal. So from when we land up here, we have a problem. We have to find a way to get past all of that. And luckily, there is a way. And that way is... We're gonna have to reset the level because my camera angle's broken. But that way is probably the hardest thing about this entire level. We have to jump onto this box from this fence. Why do we need to jump onto this box? So that we can jump onto this mushroom. Why do we need to jump onto this mushroom? So we can jump onto that pole. It's very hard to actually land on and stand on that pole. But, and then once we're on here, we can roll off. And if we time it perfectly, we can get a jump in mid-air off the pole. Oh, I rolled too late. So this is probably the hardest trick in this challenge for today. And if we do all of that, we can just get up here. Okay, now the next skip. You saw when I was running it, I ran all the way to the left over here and then came up. Now, if you thought, hey, that's pretty slow, you would be correct. That is pretty slow. That's very slow. So usually we're gonna land somewhere around right here, and our goal is going to be to get to that box on the side. So we're gonna roll, jump, roll, jump, roll, jump. But this is a little difficult, a little very difficult, because it's mostly a timing issue for me. I haven't practiced this one in particular. Oops. But we want to, on our second roll, we want to land right here so that we can jump and land right here. Right here. Which skips a lot. And then here's the part that I'm having trouble with. So you saw my time was at 23 something. And the top times are 22 seconds and change. So once we get on here, we can roll and jump onto this wall. And this is important because if we roll and jump again, we can land right here. Now, when you're doing this all very, very quickly, it's very easy to mess this up. And I end up usually over here, which doesn't sound like it's a lot, but when we're doing our roll jumps, we really want to get on top of here because if we do everything perfectly, we'll end up with a great cycle for this. And if we do all of that together in one try, we should be somewhere around 22, 23 seconds. Darn, I ended up with a bronze medal. So, if you're wondering what we're doing today, it's that.
Let's go!
Almost had it. Yeah, we were pretty close. I agree. Oh, I'm not getting that jump off of there. And if you don't know, there's an option in the options menu to turn on quick resetting for speedrunning. It's clicking in both the sticks on my controller. Oh, you saw that there. That was bad. That was bad. It was so close. How embarrassing would it be if I set this whole stream up and then we got it in 3 minutes?
Let's get going.
That would be awful. If you're wondering, I practiced this for about an hour this morning before deciding that I was gonna go live with it today. So there you saw my biggest problem. So we ended up at 24, mostly because I missed the one jump. And you saw it. Be pretty amazing, actually. I know, right? Be scary. And usually at 24-14, if we look right here, we could see that that would put me in 9th place. So it's not a bad time. We just want to do better. Much better.
Let's go.
Oh, if I ever get a completed run like that, you're probably going to see me do a quick restart. That's because the black screen on level begin is actually a little bit different in how it behaves than the one on restart. You can move on this one, you can't move on the other one.
Let's get going.
Which, you know, it costs a little bit. I just watched a 9th in the world run. Yeah, but it's not good.
Go. Ow. I'm ready.
Oh, I didn't get that jump.
Here we go.
Mookie is so good at this game. So, like, Mookie is the #1 runner on this level, but he's also, like, found the breaks to so many levels that it's not funny. I actually think we're a little slow.
I'm ready.
And, there are some tricks in this game that require you double jumping, which I don't think I can actually pull off in runs, because I'm using DS4 Windows for my PlayStation 4 controller to be, like, detected by the game. So it lags my inputs slightly more, which hurts with double jumping because you need precise inputs for it.
Here we go.
Like, really precise. So in full runs, there are some strats that I just cannot do. But luckily for today's creator stuff... Ah, we messed it up again. I think that's a 24-3, 24-2, 24-2. Darn, that one's 10th. I can guarantee you some of these people are going to be... Some of the people doing this competition are going to be real good at this game. I think during the demo competitions, I ended up placing around 12th for most of them. Which just tells me...
Here we go.
Just tells me I've got a lot to work on. But who knows? Maybe I can be good.
Let's get going.
Something that I need to improve on this as well is if you hold the run button at the start, it doesn't count it, but if you tap it as it detects it, you can get a slight speed boost. Like right there. And if we do that, we should be able to just barely get the jump. I haven't practiced it, so...
Here we go.
Everything's so bad. Why am I so bad at this? Go. We're like 2 seconds behind.
Let's go. I'm ready.
But yeah, no, the movement in this game is great. There's actually an alternate... I don't know how to explain it, but one of my favorite little things is like we have this dive roll, but if we hit them in reverse, your character will do a front flip. I I don't think it does anything, but it's there.
Here we go. Let's get going.
There's also like items that you can throw, but none of them are on the tutorial level here. Well, not tutorial, there's an actual tutorial level, but none of them are on the first level. Oh no, it was so good until it wasn't. I think that's gonna be a 23-7, which is still our fastest run today on stream. I would be demoted behind me to 8th. That's so depressing.
I'm ready.
Okay, let's just run to the end. Nobody can stop me now. Can't stop me. I ate the box. I broke the box. So, what you're seeing here is the reason that I typically don't stream speedrun games much anymore. I'll do Mario Odyssey from time to time, but
Here we go.
I feel like the heavy focus is really bad for user interaction.
Let's go. Let's get going.
I want to get a 22 today so bad. Like, I don't even care if it's a low 22. I just want a 22. That's my... Like, that's been my ultimate goal since I started learning this level. I'm like, I want a 22. I missed the roll. Missed the roll. So if you're watching really closely, you can probably see a couple areas that I can improve in because I can see them. Then again, I'm the runner, so I probably see them more than other people. I can't believe I missed that. This is gonna be a 25, isn't it? No, it's 24. We literally ran into a wall on that level. How does that still a 24? You know what? I don't know. I legitimately haven't a clue.
Here we go.
Whee!
Let's get going.
So I'll be doing this until my wrists start bothering me because I do have like
Let's go.
I do have wrist conditions that make playing games for a long time sort of a problem, but whatever. We'll fight through it.
Here we go.
I blame a decade of StarCraft. A decade of StarCraft! That was bad. That was real
Here we
bad.
go.
We're fumbling with everything now.
Let's go. I'm ready.
These jumps are too precise for me. I've never been one to consistently do stuff. I've always been one to just blunt force until I happen to stumble across an answer in the end. I cannot consistently get tricks and such down every time. Which we're seeing here. I'm missing the fence jump by a couple pixels every time. This jump. That time I got it, almost. If you get it perfect, you should break the box when you're rolling off of it. Everything else is a little bit slow.
Let's get going. Here we go.
We're seeing my struggles already.
Go.
I hate the box. Also, if we get bored of doing this for too long, we can always run over and try to beat the next world. Because I'm only like 2 worlds into the game. Oh, that's gonna be so close to good. It's a little slow. We messed up one of our jumps a little bit, which left us at a 23:40. 23:49, our fastest time yet. Unfortunate. So close.
I'm ready.
There we go. No! That was probably my cleanest run yet, but it's going to be a 23:34. 23:31? That's my best time yet. Oh, goodness. I have to clean up a little around the edges to get lower, but we've done it. We've beaten my record. Still not our goal, but I thought that was going to be a 23:34, I'm going to be honest. Oh, you can see
Let's go.
you can see our timing on that is just a little bit off. It's a little bit not where we want it to be.
I'm ready.
But that's twice that we've gotten there and done everything almost right.
Here we go. I'm ready.
So close. Oh, usually I wouldn't be too concerned about like standing on the mushroom for that split second. But with how close we've gotten,
Let's go.
I just want to get into the 22s, man. It's we're lowering the time, but I had to take an extra roll and slow myself down at the end. We're still a bit off. Still a bit off. That puts us in 7th, though. We moved up a place. Whew. Okay, now we need to shave off 23 milliseconds. 2300ths, actually. 2300ths. In order to tie 6th. Can we do it? Maybe. But we're already at the edge of what I
Here we go.
can comfortably do.
Let's get
I
going.
feel like getting the last couple tenths here is gonna hurt. No! Where am I losing time, I wonder? It's like 1 full second is pretty big. right there, I know I'm messing something up.
Let's go.
Well, I don't know that I'm messing something up, but it feels like I'm messing something up. It feels like there's a little bit of time
Let's get going.
that I can gain there.
Here we go.
But nothing feels about right. I thought I landed it. I'm gonna be honest, I thought I landed it. I overjumped it. Nudging that pole over and over again is gonna hurt quite a bit.
I'm ready.
I should have used that time to try to figure out an alternate approach, if you will.
Let's go.
I feel like my weakness is currently in my run up to the very end of the level.
I'm ready.
There's a bit of a mess at the very end. And if you don't know what we're doing, the developers of this game put out a challenge. This is a newly released game, and the by Pirates of Mara, came out Thursday of last week. It's a 3D platformer, and they put out a challenge for creators, content creators. See who can get the fastest run through of this first level of the game. I explained exactly the route and such earlier, but you know, it is what it are. What it be, what it do. Okay.
Here we go.
I'm trying to cut too many corners now. Just a few too many. Not a ton.
Let's get going.
Is what it are, what it be, what it do.
I'm ready.
This would be really weird if you were somebody that came into the video yesterday and didn't exactly know what game this was, considering I had my stream with me playing this game
Here we go.
on yesterday.
Let's go.
Or not yesterday, for today's video.
Let's get going.
As I said, we need to find an alternative approach to that. No! No! Oh, I thought that was the closest that we were gonna get for now. We're shaving off time, but it doesn't feel like it's enough.
I'm ready. Here we go. I'm
Why
ready.
is my pharmacy sending me messages about filling a prescription that I called them to cancel because I'm allergic to the medication?
Let's go.
No, I don't want you to fill the prescription that'll kill me if I take it. Please, don't. Ooh, that was so bad.
Let's get going. Here we go.
So one of the medications for the condition that I have, and the one that's most commonly prescribed for it, is something that I'm allergic to. It does not end well for me if I take it. Mostly muscle spasms. That's the big one that I noticed.
Let's go. Oh
Yeah. I had to call my pharmacy to tell them that I was, in fact, canceling the prescription. And now they're sending me messages asking me if I want to fill it anyway. No, I don't want to fill it anyway.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Let's get going.
I feel like
I'm ready.
there's a
Here we go.
weird time save that is in my head, but it's not exactly.
Let's get going.
It's not exactly clear if it would work.
Let's go.
I think one of our problems is we're landing
Here we go.
a little bit to the left of where I want to on this jump right here. So if I land a little bit more to the left, can I straighten this out? Can I be slightly closer? That'll mess with my
I'm ready.
approach angle for the next jump. But if I practice it enough, we'll get used to it, right?
Let's get going.
And I mean, all we're doing here is running. So how's everybody doing today?
Here we go.
Oh, my roll killed me. I also gotta stop nudging this pole. It's costing me a little bit every single
Let's go.
time. There we go. I didn't hit the pole that time.
I'm ready.
We are falling apart. 23-14, I think it was, and then we suddenly fall apart.
Let's get going. Here we go.
I made it, and then I was like, I didn't make it. And then I saw that I made it, and I had to start reacting after that. Oh, that hurt so much.
Let's go.
If I'm relying on my eyes to tell me when I make something, we're already too slow to beat Nuki by a lot.
I'm ready.
It's never gonna end well.
Let's get going.
But to be fair, that's not my goal. Not yet. We'll get there eventually. Smaller goals, like 22. Oh, it's so slow. 23, 27. I think. Yep. We keep hitting around. We're going faster today than this. Well, in the stream than this morning, where I did a 23:33. But
Let's go. Here we go. Let's get going.
funny thing about this route, 24 is pretty easy to get. 23 is a little bit harder to get. 22 feels impossible. It feels like this thing that's dangling in front of me. Taunting me. Laughing and spitting in my face.
Let's go.
It's very rude of it.
Let's get going.
Not a full jump. We need full jumps. My heart hurts. Why?
Here we go.
Because we're not there yet. We're just not up to snuff yet. We need to practice so much more. There's
Let's go.
2 tricks that I really need to get down in this game. I'm willing to bet that that climb, that wall climb, is probably losing me a good quarter second on its own.
Let's get going. Let's go.
It doesn't feel good when I climb it. I'm climbing it, but it doesn't feel good, you know?
Here we go.
And that's one of 3 spots in this level that don't feel good to me. The other is right there and right there. That was almost good. We had to wait a tiny bit more before we jump. Ooh. So if anybody's ever read my YouTube description, I know people don't read those anymore. It's not like a real thing, but they would know that I placed that I am a speedrunner. A very specific type of speedrunner, but a speedrunner. Nobody should be surprised about this.
Let's get going.
Welcome to YouTube descriptions, everyone. I might be the only person I know that reads them. My thumb is off controller. Yep. Said 23 is pretty easy to get. But 22 feels so impossible.
I'm ready.
Easy to get. I mean, I've gotten it like every other run. I think 23 took me an hour of practice to get. I think 22 is going to end up taking me a good 5 or 6.
I'm ready.
Easy for you, maybe. Maybe.
Let's get going.
Have fun. Or don't. It's a meeting. I don't control meetings. Oh, that felt good.
Here we go.
That felt fast. I didn't realize that I hated my boxes so much until I had that run where I missed it, but it felt faster.
Here we go.
Oh, I didn't roll. 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 We have problems.
Let's get going.
You know my problems? My problem's that I didn't roll.
Here we go.
You might be wondering, why is he resetting on that wall when he's landing on it, but not at the bottom? When he's landing on it, but not in that middle spot. Well, jumping from the bottom makes the jump up to the fence too slow for me. There we go, that felt fast. And that felt slow.
Ready.
Then gravity usually is slow. We need to find our own ways around it.
Here we go.
9.81 meters per second squared is just not fast enough. If I fall, I want to fall with style. No, that wasn't good. Yep, 23, 27 again, 29. 27. Just feels so bad.
Let's go.
I'm starting to cut more corners, which is probably a good thing, because in theory, cutting the corners should be fractionally faster.
I'm ready.
But it's bad because I will be even more inconsistent at it than I already am.
Here we
Okay,
go.
going farther to the left there makes that fence jump much harder. If we can make it, it'll save some time. But if we can't make it,
Here we go.
then we're wasting all of our time trying it.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. We've been doing this for an hour already? That doesn't sound right.
Let's get going.
Yeah, I guess 50 minutes, 47.
Go.
We started at 10:30. It's 10:50 now. I'm just messing up so many small jumps.
I'm ready.
Everything's a mess.
Here we go.
Ow.
Let's get going.
Ow. Yeah, it feels... Something about that approach is way off.
Let's go.
Not that it would have mattered. That would have been a low 23, just judging by the cycle that I hit. The camera felt really weird to me that time. Did anybody else get that? It felt like it was higher up. I'm starting to cut more. And my nose is starting to itch, which is never a good sign for me in runs. Remember when I said earlier that if we go really fast, we break that box? Yeah, we're trying to go much faster than we were before. Which sounds silly to say because it's all the same, like running towards the same goal.
Let's get going.
But I can't really go for it until I'm confident that I can,
I'm ready.
you know, do it more often.
Let's go.
Once you get more of a feel
Here
for
we
stuff,
go.
it becomes a lot easier to just do it. This level
Let's get going.
sucks! There we go. We made it! I'm kidding. I actually really like the design of this level.
Here we go.
There's another level from the demo that I absolutely hate, but
I'm ready.
it's because it requires a double jump to get one of the hardest tricks. I can show that one off later, or not. I don't care. Yeah, I landed too far to the right.
Here we go. I'm ready.
I just want to make it it to the end every time. Okay, that was much slower. Hi, Moonlight. How you doing? Oh, why am I so slow? This looks like hat time. Different developer. This game just came out not that long ago, and it's also not like a big open world type thing. It's a lot of individual levels. But besides that, they play they play somewhat similar, I guess. It's a fun game though. The developers of this game put out a challenge. They were like, whatever content creator gets the fastest run on this level today wins a signed collector's edition and 3 digital keys for the game to give away. So obviously I took that challenge. We're currently number 7 in the world, but I guess you could play the game offline if you're streaming to hide your time, but who would do that? Does everyone get invited to the Palia closed beta if they signed up a few weeks ago? They're going to be doing it in waves. So every day they're going to be releasing more and more up until the 10th, which is open. Judging by the amount of people who made them, I would guess that most people will get in with open. I would guess about 40% of people who signed up will probably get in by the end of closed beta. But that's my guess. If you didn't get an email already, then you're not in for the 2nd, which is tomorrow, but there should be more waves coming through every day up until the 10th. Except with a possibility of there being no waves in the weekend, because I don't know if their team is going to be actively in the office troubleshooting all of that on the weekend.
I'm ready. Here we go.
Funny enough, we're going to be reacting to a Palia video a little bit later when I need a break from this, but for now, this is what I'm doing, because Palia's not out. If you don't know, if you don't know, Dad Joke Cinema is a content creator, makes some videos about Palia,
Here we go.
and we'll be reacting to one of his videos. Did I get in? Yes, I got in. I have 3 different accounts that signed up, as well as throwing content creator stuff, and I've been making videos on the game for 2 years. I didn't get into their creator program, but I did get in on my non-streaming account, sadly. Which means that's very quickly going to become my streaming account.
Let's get going. Let's go.
Because I very quickly came to the determination that I was going to need an account for streaming and an account for not streaming. Because I don't know if I want everybody to know every time that I log into the game.
Here we go. Let's go. Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. Gotta go so fast. Okay, we are not going fast at all. So have you ever thought running the first level in a game over and over again was easy?
I'm ready.
I submit this as my counterpoint. I said before, 24 seconds on this isn't hard. 23 seconds took like an hour's worth of practice for me to get down. 22 seconds is going to be like all day if we only do this. We're at 23.14. And just getting this time down to 22, which is my goal. I don't think I'm going to win the content creator challenge. Hi, Justin. I don't think I'm going to win the content creator challenge that they put out, but I do want to get a 22 seconds. That's my goal.
Let's go. Oh,
Oh my goodness. Oh, people are starting to come in. It does take about an hour. So yeah, we're going to be streaming Paleo tomorrow if I'm feeling up to it. A big reason that I'm doing this stream is to see how I feel streaming, because if you don't know, I spent part of the tail end of last week in the ER and all of that fun stuff. So medication's starting to kick in. I should feel better tomorrow than I feel right now, so if we can stream for a few hours today, we can stream for a few hours tomorrow.
here we go.
Yeah, Paleo hype. I have a couple things
Go.
on my checklist to check. So, like, Singularity 6 has promised a few things. One, the really important one for us is
Let's get going.
we're going to check out the cash shop. I'm going to warn you all, today I have like $50 spent in the cash shop already from the tests because, well, I've been making videos on the game for 2 years. I'd feel bad if I didn't contribute something. So that'll be there. And we're going to look at the pricing structure, what they're selling, and big one for me is how predatory is it? Oh my goodness, we finally did it. That wasn't a bad one, but that landing left much to be desired. See, we were almost 24 seconds. At least the open beta is my day off, you know, the 10th. Lucky with that, I guess. And then they also made a promise way back. Oops, we weren't supposed to leave the level. They made a promise a long time ago that you wouldn't be forced into doing any particular skill. So, for example, hunting, fishing. If I hate fishing, which I will not fish in real life, I hate the smell of fish. I've done it. I've done it all through my childhood. I hated the smell every time. It did not change when I fished 8 years ago. It's not going to change now. But if I hate fishing, then I theoretically will not need to fish in the game.
Let's go.
If I hate hunting, I theoretically will not need to hunt. Finally, well, there's no way they removed the timers, so
Here we go.
the timers, how bad are they?
I'm ready.
Everybody's still referencing the 4-hour timers, and I'm just like, guys, did you not see the 8 hours? No, but I don't think I saw anybody else on YouTube mention the 8-hour timer. I don't know if you guys watch more Paleo videos than I do. It's quite possible.
Let's go.
But I seriously didn't see anybody mention it.
Let's get going.
Which reminds me, I did actually... So before I started streaming, I was watching a couple of videos from... Oh, who was the last one that I watched? I don't remember. I just watch yours. That's very polite. Unfortunately for me, since I make videos,
Here we go.
I am stuck watching... I try to watch everybody's. I want to know the opinions of other creators and of people and what people think about stuff, so I end up watching a ton. That's a slow run. Yeah. High 23s. Okay, we're probably going to do this for another 10 minutes, and then we'll be reacting to somebody else's video. Probably another like 10 or 15 minutes of just grinding this. I got permission from the maker of the video to react to it today. And it's a video that at least one other YouTuber who's been making Palia content has reacted to, and I've seen their reaction to it too. But I don't want to react to that video because it's already a 24-minute long video, and if you saw my reaction to
I'm ready.
literally anything else, you'll know that I go for a long time. I'm also surprised. Given my videos, I actually don't talk to a lot of other creators. And for the longest time, I felt really bad about my position in the community. I've talked about this, what, in a stream, was it last week or the week before?
Let's get going. Ow!
So almost all of my videos on Palia have had something somewhat negative in them. But it's the Blunty video. The Blunty video is the 24-minute long one. We are not reacting to that one. We're going to be reacting to the video that we reacted to from Dad Joke Cinema.
Let's get going.
But yeah, no, for a long time I didn't feel like really in an in-group.
I'm ready.
In the in-group of Palia people, I felt like I was the odd one out because everybody that I saw, and even today, everybody that I see making videos about Palia is like super positive.
Let's get going.
Well, I don't want to say everyone, and I don't want to say super, but I'm very much
Let's go.
on the opposite side of a coin from most of the people who are making content on Palia. Everybody seems really positive, which is good, but at the same time, I feel like there's not enough people that are holding their feet to the fire, if you will, about doing stuff. Which reminds me, my most downvoted video on my Palia channel is entitled Palia is Failing, and people didn't like that video. They attacked me over it. I think it's got like a 49% upvote rating. I took it down for a little bit. It's back up. It was about how Singularity 6, their social media team and their communication was bad. They just weren't releasing stuff. They fixed it around the same time that I put that video out. Around the same time that I put that video out. So I can't take credit for it. I have literally not spoken to... Actually, it's a lie. I can say that I have exchanged one message with a staff member, and that was me telling them that their systems were still working for me, because I had... So, spoiler alert. I guess this technically could be breaking the NDA, but during the stress test, servers were stressed. And I had 2 accounts, so I tried to do something on both accounts in different ways to confirm that it was working. There you go, there's my NDA Palia stuff. You're so slow. I would ask like 3 months to 2 years with this. If there was a release date. There's still not a release date. Fun fact. Wow, that was a 2391. If that was a 2391, I should feel bad. There's still a window for launch, but I feel bad now because I have to tell so many people that, yeah, the game's coming out, but it's not coming out on Switch. It's like, I think it's something like 33% of the player base that's looking forward to the game is looking forward to it on Switch ever since they announced it. They did announce the minimum specs though. At least on their support page. Yeah, I'm probably going to have... I don't have a Steam Deck, so I can't test it on that. But, I want to have a friend test the game on Steam Deck. I want to try it on Switch, and I want to try a PC version. And throw them all next to each other.
Here we go.
Yeah, I assume a lot of people are waiting on Switch.
I'm ready.
If for some reason somebody stumbled into here... If for some reason somebody stumbled into here without signing up for Palia, because you came for the Koa or something, !playpalia will bring up a referral link that you can use to refer to the game and give rewards to somebody who threw a link in my Discord. I wouldn't say they're part of the community because, let's be honest, nobody talks in my Discord yet. Once the game comes out, I'm gonna try to make a guild in the game, but I don't know if people even talk about that. Ooh, we fell off. It's gonna have its own client, right? It's currently not on Steam, I can say that much. We have one more day on NPA, and that whole mess. But, yeah, it's not on Steam, it's not on Epic, it's on PC. That's how I will skirt around answering that question.
Let's go. Here we go.
So, since you got in, you're able to play it today? No, the closed beta opens up tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So nobody can play until it opens up.
Let's get going.
The first wave of people getting in tomorrow are mostly content creators, media personnel, and early alpha testers. They'll be slowly opening it up to more and more people as it goes. I don't know how I got in. I legitimately don't know how I got in because I think, from what I saw, that 2 or 3 other people that I talk to on a somewhat regular, or not that I talk to, that I follow on YouTube on a regular basis don't have codes, to my knowledge.
Let's go.
Let me in. No. We refuse. Yeah. So, and if somebody's here without seeing the recent YouTube videos, this is mostly a test stream to see how I feel. Doing something repetitive is mostly a strain on some of the muscles in my hands and my wrists. And specifically, I'm looking to see if my muscles cramp up or... because I was having trouble with chest muscles and arm and leg muscles. My leg muscles aren't going to do anything today because I'm sitting in a chair. But I figure high impact, repetitive, running through a game, probably the best way to test my wrists, and we'll see how my chest does.
Let's go.
So I'm hoping to be able to play tomorrow. And then Thursday, the 3rd, the day after the closed beta starts, we do have one more thing to worry about, which is I have to go back to the hospital to get some images taken. That'll be in the morning. I'm hoping that doesn't run too long so that we can still hit our regular stream time, but I will be streaming Palia on here on Wednesday. On the 3rd as well. But I will be streaming on YouTube first, answering some questions and things like that. But that might get shorter by like an hour or so if I'm running late from the hospital.
Let's go. Here we go.
And if anybody plans on making content about the game and you want footage or anything, just let me know. I literally record all my footage in 1080p. Not the best, but you know. I don't know how I can send it to people, but I probably could.
Let's get going.
Because I know a lot of people who want to make content about the game aren't in the closed beta.
Here we go.
Wednesday the 2nd. Yeah, my brain is broken. I don't know what day it is today. It's my problem. I haven't really been able to leave the house since I went to the ER, which I talked about. So my concept of days is broken. Today is the first day where I'm feeling well enough to do stuff. So we're stress testing my body instead of the Palia servers.
Let's get going.
Actually, fun fact about the last stress test. I missed most of the stress tests just because I was physically too unwell to play in them. I jumped in at the very end, but
Here we go.
I work on weekends, so I lose track of days often. Yo, that's the worst. I used to work overnights on weekends as a part-time job when I was starting college.
Let's get going.
That was the worst. Oh, we are still so slow. How do I track down my best time in all of this? I have to go find my 2314. Full time at a gas station. My days off changed a lot. I was part-time at a gas station. My schedule stayed pretty consistent, except for that 1 week that I was summoned for jury duty, and I let them know 4 times, and they didn't change my schedule.
Here we go.
People suck. You don't gotta tell me. I worked overnight at a gas station in the middle of nowhere. I only got robbed once.
Let's get going.
Oh my goodness. IDing people is always the funniest. We added alcohol into my gas station about a year into me working there, I think. And dude, some of those people got so mad.
Here we go.
Like a 70-year-old get mad when they were buying liquor, and I'm like, dude, I don't care if you're 70. We legally need an ID.
I'm ready.
I think the most confused person, we had somebody come in to buy something. So we were out in the middle of nowhere, as I usually am. Well, not anymore. As I was at the time. And one of the people, I can't remember if they were from...
Let's get
I can't remember if they were from Mexico or not. Like, from the country. It was either Mexico or something in that general area. Didn't really speak English. But the ID that they gave me was,
Here we go.
what was it? It was their passport, not the passport card. Their passport from Mexico. And I had to thumb through that thing, find the date of birth and all of that, remember that the order for it, whatever. But the entire time, they were just super confused. Super confused. I was out in the middle of nowhere, so we didn't get those that often. I think it was 2 construction workers coming in from like a random job out there. Maybe road workers or something. I don't know. Because I've never seen them there before and didn't see them there after that. Dude, it's so sideways. If I can fix that jump to be less sideways, I think we'll be able to get a much better time. Yeah, no, a lot of... I've seen, in my time IDing people for alcohol, I saw France, Belgium, Mexico, and I think Korea. I can't remember what the last one was.
Here we go.
No, couldn't have been Korea. I would have recognized the alphabet. Who was that one? Maybe...
I'm ready.
No, could have been Vietnam. I'm not sure. Saw a lot of them. But yeah, no, some people would get really mad about IDing them every day for cigarettes or IDing them for alcohol all the time. I think if you play without sound, it'll be easier. No, I'm really good at tuning stuff out. I literally don't even notice the sound on my end. Plus, the volume for you is different than me, so I can turn yours down if it's too loud.
Let's get going.
The problem is, I am the fastest speedrunner in this game who does not have a 22-second time on this level.
Let's get going. Thank you.
Thank you for the follow.
Here we go.
And that is Daisy, because we're all Daisy lovers here, except for Nox, who hates Daisy, and everybody else in my chat who also hates Daisy. But we are all Daisy lovers here. Oh, I didn't roll.
Let's go.
Okay, we'll give it a couple more runs, and then I will see about adjusting audios. Oh my goodness, it's Palia.
I'm ready.
Open beta on the 10th, closed beta on the tomorrow. If you sign up, that will help somebody get their referral rewards. I don't know who, because I forget which one I'm on. And wrist stretches. Probably have been a good thing forever ago. We'll do them after this run. I always forget about wrist stretches, because my wrists are awful. I should wait for me on the 10th. I'll be in game on the 10th. I'll have a personal account that I'll be making. I'm not gonna like add many people to it because personal. I gotta think of a name for it because my name is used by me. Oh, dude, my wrist hurts so bad. Ooh, that's not good. I've got bruising on my IV site from the ER. I'm gonna have to probably end up cleaning it out and taking some antibiotics or something. That sucks. Stupid wrist stretches making me look at my arms. Okay. Wrists are stretched.
Let's go.
Have you ever done a face reveal? I have not shown my face for many reasons. one, I was raised in an era of the internet where you just didn't give away personal information. So
Here we go.
my location and face have never been shown off because of that. Two, and as time goes on, this is less and less of an issue because we haven't done it for a while, but
Let's go.
back when I started streaming in like 2011, 2012, we were doing, I don't want to say still have, we were doing foster care for emergency placements.
Here we go.
So things like physical
I'm ready.
and physical abuse, drug problems, all that. And we would take in kids from those situations. And
Let's go.
let's just say some of those parents are not the type that you want to know who you are, where you are, when you are, or anything about you. So from when I was probably 16 up until like 24, we would regularly have some of these
Let's
kids
go.
in the house. So I specifically never had a camera.
Let's get going.
And it's part of the same reason I don't use social media. Like, if you have those children in and around your house, you're not allowed to post anything with them on social media because, again, you'd find them. I've talked all about this in the past. Probably been a year or so since I brought it up. But all of that contributes to the reasoning that I just never done a face reveal. I just got very used to trying to stay as far away from the internet as I can.
Let's go.
I don't think anything ever felt as bad as... So when I went back to college for the first time... When I went back to college
Let's get
at
going.
the ripe old age of like 25 or 26 or something.
Let's go.
I forget what it was. Somewhere around there. Probably 24, actually. I remember in one of our classes that I was forced to take, it was like a speech class or something. And...
I'm ready.
Sorry. Do the coins make you... No, nothing makes you go faster. The shells are used to buy stuff in the shop in the game, like clothing and stuff. You can farm it, but it's basically just a coin. Yeah, I had a class with somebody who was discussing with our teacher who was, I can't remember if sociology department or something like that, but they were specifically trying to set up a fundraiser where they wanted to raise money for children in foster care to be given like their own bag, their own like luggage basically, so that they would have something that they could call their own. And the worst feeling that I ever had in that setting was trying to explain to them why what they were doing was not helpful. It was not going to work. It wasn't going to make anything better. It might actually make things worse.
Here we go.
It was they were so happy when they were like explaining it. I was standing there. No, I'm not doing a face reveal. Somebody asked me if I'd ever done a face reveal. No face reveal. I have specifically said that I will not do a face reveal until I have moved away from the area that I'm in. Just because, even to this day, there are a bunch of kids who would possibly be tied to me.
Let's go.
From the foster care system. Like, even if they're all grown up now, I would rather not put any of them in a weird position.
Here we go.
Even if they, like, don't remember me.
Let's get going.
Do you have kids? I do not have kids. I've always assumed that you're actually a PNG. Fun fact, have not always been a PNG. I used to use one of the default live 2D models that's available on everywhere.
Let's go.
I could probably load it up, but it would stress out this computer since I have a 1050 in the computer that is streaming. I bought a second computer a while ago to play games on. It's stronger, I just haven't upgraded my GPU in it. So I had to rip the GPU out of my old computer, put it in this one, and I'm using that one to stream with the CPU. But I only have a 1050 in there, so I cannot use my old Live 2D model very well. That was such a bad turn around that corner. Yeah. Hydrate. Okay, I've got water. Dude, I got bottled water all around me. But yeah, no, as I was saying, probably the worst feeling that I had was trying to explain to somebody who is setting up a whole thing. Like a whole fundraiser type thing to give children their own personal bag when they were in the foster care system. They were happily explaining it for like 15 minutes, and I just sitting there at the end, and I was like, it won't make anything better. It'll make it worse. Ew, bottled water.
Let's get going.
Bottled water had flavor to it, and no one can tell me otherwise. It does have flavor. Unfortunately, the tap water here, and I don't have a good filter for it, but if you leave the tap water here sitting, it'll start smelling of like, I don't know what it is, but it's disgusting. So I would rather drink bottled water than the water from here. And I don't have a filter at the moment.
I'm ready.
But I will agree with you. It's got the bottled water does have a slight taste to it. Well, yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about. Is the tap water here smells foul if you actually if you let it sit for like a minute, you can start to smell it. So. Only 40 ounces. When I go out, I have a jug, 128 ounce jug that I fill with water and just leave in the car.
I'm ready.
Again, haven't been able to go out for the last few days, so it's currently not filled with water. We are so slow somewhere. These runs are consistent, but I've got something interesting about a person we were talking about earlier that I'm going to drop in Discord for you. Uh-oh.
Let's get going.
I don't know if I should read it now or later. Sounds terrible. Okay, we'll do another run. Need a few minutes anyway. That was such a bad run. Okay, a couple more. I've been saying that I'm gonna react to this video for like the last 20 minutes. We're gonna react to it soon, I swear. I just am in one more run mode.
Let's go.
Later is fine, it's just tea. But yeah, no, I've been watching a lot of Palia videos, and I think before I started streaming, I found somebody who uploaded their video like 9 minutes or something before I watched it.
Let's get
I'm always on the lookout for more people making videos, and I'm willing to help anybody with making videos or making articles or whatever. I can tell you right now, I've had to proofread and fact check at least 2 articles on Palia.
Here we go.
It helps when you're not staff and when you've read every single thing that's been put out about the game. Too many times to count. That felt better to me. Still slow. I don't know if it's the talking or something, but we are not going as fast as we were earlier. Who's trying to scam call me right now? Which one of you is trying to scam call me?
Let's go.
I'm getting spam. Again.
Go.
Thank goodness my phone is always mute. Nobody ever calls me. That's a lie. In the last weekend, I've gotten 2 calls.
Let's get going.
I don't use my phone much. I don't message people that often. And I don't talk to people on the phone. Pick up. If it's anything like yesterday,
Let's go.
it'll be one of those scam calls just calling to see if the line is active. Pick up, they'll hang up immediately. Look, I'm just trying to reach you about your which extended warranty? I don't own anything. The only things to my name are my computer, which doesn't have a warranty, and my Nintendo Switch, which is over warranty by about 5 years, 4 years.
Let's get going. I'm ready.
I can't think of anything else that I have that would have a warranty on it. Also, hi, Beachy. Hi, Wes. That was pretty inspired of me. Almost 24 seconds. We're going backwards in time. I guess some call about Life Alert or something. They asked me my age, so I'm like 21, and then it was just pure silence after that. Yo, Life Alert. I haven't heard about Life Alert in forever. Wow. Have you fallen and can't get up? I used to make that joke all the time. So yeah, if anybody doesn't know what Life Alert is, it's basically just a necklace alarm that you have where if you hurt yourself and can't like move, it'll contact them and then they'll contact the police or something. And they'll come check on you. But it's been a long time since we've heard about Life Alert.
Let's get going.
It's almost as bad as Head On, which if you don't know, you apply it directly to the forehead.
Let's go.
I'm calling to see if you'd like to upgrade to the new... I have the family plan, actually. If you don't know, I have the highest tier family plan. Because just like everything else, I have 2 Switch accounts. I have a streamer account and another one.
Let's get going.
Saving thousands of senior citizens' lives, then asked my age, and I was like, bro, this is...
I'm ready.
The clapper. Oh my goodness. Do not. Chia. Dude, I forgot about the clapper too. There's so many stupid infomercials. What is Get Small? It's a redeem that I've been testing where it makes the PNG smaller. It doesn't really actively do anything besides make the PNG smaller at the moment. And Get Big is the opposite of it. It makes the PNG bigger. Way back when I
Let's get going.
had a bunch of redeems that completely ruined my gaming experience, which we might bring back as soon as I get a graphics card that can handle more than one monitor in my streaming computer.
Let's get going.
It would obstruct my screen. Or small would free up more on my screen, and big would obstruct my screen. Oh my god, everybody in their wrist stretches. Fine. You know what? I see how it is. No, you're a baka. Does anybody know where that baka sound effect is from? Because I specifically went out of my way to find that one. That one's very important to me. You got this? Thank you. I'm just trying to get to 22 seconds. But it's not going very well, mostly because I value talking and interacting with people more than I value getting really good times. Okay. So we have our wrist stretch. I'll do that. And I said we would react to a video 40 minutes ago, so we're going to react to a video. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of this person. It's a YouTube video by Dad Joke Cinema on the game Playpalia, talking about the top 5 misconceptions that people have. And it'll probably be too quiet since my whole sound setup is set up to not be quiet. Thank you for the follow, Matthew. So we're going to tab out of this and way over to I lost the window, which means we're going to come back to the intermission. Cool. Thank you for crashing, Chrome. Whee! My Koa. My Koa popped up. Oh, gross. Can I mute? I don't know. Can you? I'm hoping Dad Joke here ends up making a reaction to my reaction so that we can have a reactionception. Then I'll react to their reaction, and it'll go round and round and round and round and round. I will. That's not good. Oh, I have 6 notification. My Chrome always crashes. I have to open like 3 times. So yeah, this is the top 5 misconceptions about Playpalia by Dad Joke Cinema. If you don't know, Blunty did a reaction to this, and I watched it, and I watched this video already. So, but like I said earlier, I am like the only person that I know of on YouTube that has the same general thoughts as me, and will speak out about them. So I'm hoping I can provide some new insight into some of these 5, although I probably won't, because there's only 5. Let me know if it's loud enough.
Welcome everyone, this is Dad
Hello?
Joke Cinema.
Good?
I think
No
at this
good?
point
Is it good or no good? Too quiet? Too loud? Again, my audio is different than your guys's. Also, that's Dad Joke Cinema, which is a space shuttle, which has officially been retired. Not deafening, so I'm good. The space shuttle's been retired, right? Like they don't fly them anymore. It's very sad. Okay, top 5 misconceptions about Playpalia, video by Dad Joke Cinema. Blah 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 blah.
it's
blah,
fair
blah,
to
blah,
say
blah,
that
blah.
I've been a part of the Playpalia community for a long time. I joined the Discord in June of 2021, just
June 9th. Guys, guess who's been there for longer than that? Me. I joined on June the 3rd, the day the announcement came up. So yeah.
a few days.
Oh, and if you don't know, Dad Joke is also the person who made the villager card generator. If you want to like introduce yourself in the Playpalia Discord. You and Sinnoh were both in the 3rd. It's crazy.
After it opened to the public. And I don't talk about it very much, but I've been fortunate enough to be involved in testing the game since the first pre-alpha
Alpha
test.
and LO.
I
which
made
is like
my
live
first
testing.
Playpalia video over a year
And
ago, and
free
I
alpha.
even met my partner in the Playpalia community. All
Fun.
of this is to say that I've been around for a little bit, and I've seen plenty of misconceptions about the game in that time.
Guys, what misconceptions do you know that was in the game? Because there have been a lot over the years, but I'm going to tell you right now, this is mostly about recent misconceptions, not like super duper long ones. Is this your video? This is Dad Joke Cinema's video. Yes. The 25 player thing. Yeah, that's going to come up. There's been a lot on combat in the past.
Recently, with the increased focus and ramp up to
let's
beta
focus.
and launch, they've only increased. So
Let's
I'm here to
focus.
take a shot at walking through my favorite or least favorite, depending on how you look at it, and clear up some of the
PvE
top
combat? Oh,
misconceptions
that's an
about
old
Palia.
one.
Number 1. When Singularity 6 announced the monetization plan for Palia, it invited a lot of speculation. Having a free-to-play model with a cash shop brought on a tidal wave of comparisons to mobile games and aggressive scammy publishers who lock progression and time skips behind a paywall.
I'm going to say right now, the big problem with the free-to-play, pay-to-win has not necessarily been that the game is free-to-play. It's been that they've introduced timers throughout the game and they were showing them off, and they've been very sleazy about some of them. If you watched my housing video, you'll know that they talked about this 4-hour timer. The house will take 4 hours to build. The room will take 4 hours to build. In their own tooltips while they're hovering over it, it's 8 hours. So they use some editing trickery to get around that. But it's twice as long as what they were saying, and none of this has helped their image when it comes to the free-to-play. At all. On top of that, and you'll know this if you've watched some of my videos too, I also subscribe to the general idea that if you can spend money to accomplish your goals in a game, that's pay to win. Not very many people agree with this standpoint. I will say that right now. Not many people agree. It is what it is. But one of my major goals, two of my major goals are strictly cosmetic based. And with the game selling cosmetics, I see that as pay to win in a regard, because I can pay to not just achieve my goal faster, but because they've said before that the clothing and the systems for paid stuff and non-paid stuff are completely separate. You could never get paid stuff without paying. That irks me a little bit. Okay, a lot of it, because of this idea of pay to win and my own ideas of pay to win. If they did it more like some other games where you can slowly earn up currency and it might take me 2 months to get the outfit that I want, then at least there I would say, yeah. I think I would have hold off on saying anything so I could respond. I mean, you can give general stuff, but again, this is how I feel, and
It's
not
perfectly
the
fair
worst.
for players to feel cautious about free-to-play games, but even after a number of videos and the blog post explaining their business model, I still see comments that suggest that the game will be pay to win. So, is that true? Well, the first response is of course that in a game with no PvE or PvP, no true competitive gameplay at the start, and a style that is focused on casual play at your own pace, what exactly defines winning in Palia?
Which is what I just described. Achieving, in my case, it's being able to achieve my goals. That would be the winning, right? That will be the thing that is winning. So it's a little bit different for different people, right? So, and I had this argument on the Discord. Was it late last week? Not free to play. Pay to win means different things for different people. So defining pay to win becomes very difficult. I'm going to try free to play, but I'm sure I'll see an outfit and want to buy it at some point. I mean, we're looking at some of the hats that are paid, right? They did mention these are paid, right? I think so.
Some people
Yeah,
have
they did
said
on
that
the stream.
having premium outfits only available through the cash shop is winning at a life skills game, but with so much of the game loop focused around your house and decorations, what your characters are wearing is only one part
By the way, does anybody notice the clipping here? Like, it's really bad.
of the customization available. Also, the dev team has said that no game functionality, meaning build times, skill levels, whatever, will be placed behind a paywall or affected by something you can buy. You have to take their word for it now, but
And that's the big problem. That's the big problem. You need to take their word for it. I don't know how many developers, especially MMO developers, over the last 10 years have come out and said, yeah, we're not going to have pay to win. We're not going to have loot boxes. We're not going to have scummy business practices. We're not going to do it. And then a month after launch, guess what they are adding? They're adding their loot boxes, their random whatever, and it's so bad. I'm going to say it right now. I honestly believe that this game will have a battle pass by this time next year. It'll just need it because I don't see how they're going to do the cosmetics with how they're doing it. But that's my personal opinion.
It would require a full 180 from the philosophy that they've laid out to go that way, and frankly, I think it would destroy the game and the community. At this point, there's nothing we've seen or heard that makes it look like pay to win in Palia.
That is true. There's nothing that they've shown or nothing that they said that make it sound like pay to win under a more conventional definition. Under my definition, everything that they've shown would be pay to win. Again, different definitions, and nothing that they've said or shown is inherently scummy. But and that's the big question, Wes, is I don't see how their current model is sustainable. So yeah. They said there wouldn't be rotating shops, so no FOMO. Battle Pass could be a thing though. I think if they go, I should be more open to the idea that fashion can be a winning goal. Yeah, it's an interesting idea. And it's not the first time I'm saying it either. Battle Pass could be a thing. I think if they wanted to go for a Battle Pass without the fear of missing out, they would have to go with the Halo Master Chief Collection style Battle Pass, where you can buy a Battle Pass and then you have until infinity to unlock everything in it. There's no end. So you still have to play to do it. You just have as long as you want to do it.
Number
Servers!
2. Recent updates about the open beta and the Switch launch have given us a
nothing to
bit of
say about
insight
servers.
into
I'm
where the
sorry.
servers for the game will be located, but that has also created a bit of
Stretches.
confusion.
Okay.
The blog post about the beta launch says that Palia is officially available in North America and the Western European regions, and we plan to release more regions over time. Fans of the game outside of North America and Western Europe were afraid that this meant that they wouldn't be able to download the game and play, and that has led to a lot of worry. The devs have done what they can to address this on their Discord, where
don't know
they've
how they would do
explained
that.
that while the servers will be in those two locations, you'll be able to play from anywhere. These are the official locations because those are the only areas where they'll be able to guarantee a good ping and a nearby server, but you're welcome to get the game and connect from Asia, Africa, South America, or an Antarctic research station.
Okay, I want to comment on that last one because unless you have satellite internet specifically, it is very, very hard to get internet with proper anything to be able to play games from an Antarctic research station. So I don't think that that would be a very good place to play the game from for multiple reasons, but mostly that last one. Mostly the one that I mentioned. So while everything else is true, you can play the game from anywhere. I would not recommend playing it from the Antarctic. I guess you could get it with listen, I felt like I needed to react to something in that section. There's nothing to react to.
Number 3. This is the big one. Around the time that Palia appeared in the Nintendo Direct, a persistent rumor started moving around the Discord and on many YouTube videos, claiming significant concerns about just how massive this MMO really is.
I feel like I'm partially responsible for this. Can I just say that right after the Switch announcement came out, the first thing I did was went onto the page, saw the 1 to 25, and I started commenting on the Discord to people about said thing when they would ask how many people. I'm like, well, the Switch says 1 to 25, so there you go. I feel, by the way, the shadow flickering, it really was, and so many people pointed it out. So many pointed it out. But yeah, I feel so responsible.
The speculation
for this.
was that when you played Palia, you would join a server and be one of 25 players on that server.
I don't know
That's
how they
hardly
jump
massive, right?
to the server
So
size,
is
though.
Palia an MMO? Well, according to the game director Aiden, Palia is
By the way, how do you say his last name? And I don't know. I've tried. I failed.
cozy community simulation MMO in which you get to be
Aiden
transported
Kara
into this amazing,
Bite?
whimsical fantasy world, build the house of your dreams, develop relationships with all our unique cast of characters, and of course, most importantly, you get to do this with all your friends. It's a massively multiplayer game
Unless I have 26 friends.
where all your friends can be a part of it.
That seems pretty definitive, and they've never wavered from that description of the game being a cozy MMO. But then how do we explain this rumor? Well, the one thing I haven't seen whenever I hear people talk about the 25-player cap is a source. Where did this information come from? Turns
came from
out
the Switch
it's
store,
here
and
on
from
the product
me,
information
spreading it
page
on
for the
Discord,
Switch, where you can wishlist
specifically.
Palia. Under the specs for the
I
game,
didn't
it says
say anything about the
multiplayer is
server
1
size,
to
but I told
25
them that it
players.
was 1 to
You can compare
25.
this, of course, to something like
People
Temtem,
infer.
which says 1 to 999 players, and that certainly seems more massive. However, while we haven't gotten a super clear
Yes,
answer on how
Temtem is
everything
big.
about the
I played
servers
some
work,
Temtem. Good
we
game.
do have enough information to piece things together.
We do?
First, we have a
I hate this blog. Karabiak. No, I can't do that. I hate this blog for so many reasons. If you don't know, Palia and Singularity 6 have released so many blogs on the game since it came out, and since they've released stuff in June of 2021. But if we just look at the date on this blog, it's from January of that year. So it's from before Palia was a thing. And I've used this concept art in so many videos. This blog says nothing. There is nothing in this blog that tells us anything about the game. We cannot confirm that anything from this blog was actually used in the game. Nothing. The only thing that this blog tells us is what the devs are thinking about and how they want to approach multiplayer. Those are the only two things that we can tell from this blog, and so many people over the past month have been using this to define what multiplayer will be like in the game. We can't even promise that this is all true now. My goodness.
blog from Singularity 6 that was published in early 2021 before Palia was announced. It talks about using optimized machine learning to perform matchmaking. In this case, to take a player population that could be in the millions
What if that's
and match you
pre-NDA
with
lift?
players in a game session in order to
Yeah, there's
maintain
not many
a
sources.
small town, intimate feel of community. Right as the game was announced, a Singularity 6 dev was asked if there would be one world or different servers all around the world.
And for the same reason, the exact same reason that I don't like that blog, I don't like this question usage for anything from 2021, especially in the early June 3rd to like June 9th period where all the developers were just throwing answers out. Mostly because, and you can see this in some of the customization stuff, specifically in the customization stuff. A lot of what they said isn't what we got. So I'm not 100% on using these as sources, but they're better than nothing.
And they said that you won't choose a server and you'll be allowed to go wherever your friends are, citing only network performance as a limiting factor. Then on the absolutely massive, FAQ section of the support site for Palia, it says that you can become friends with people who aren't in your area, join a party together, and then you will be placed together, or you can manually force yourself into the same area.
And I hold on, I'm gonna go back and look at that. Blah 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 blah. This is a bunch of nothing. I mean, it does tell us stuff, but it doesn't actually tell us anything about the instances. In theory, you can make friends with people without ever seeing them. You can invite them to join your game and all of that. This doesn't
Will be
actually tell
placed
us anything.
together,
It's-
or you
yeah.
can
And
manually
they're still
force yourself
exploring.
into the same area.
There's a lot of
And
stuff.
finally,
there.
during the
Doesn't mean anything.
live stream, someone asked about the 25 player number, and the Palia account replied that 25 people.
This answers even less than using a clip. There was an audio clip where they mentioned in the video that Adventure Zones supported a number of players. Like one zone can hold 20, 30, 40, or 50 if they so choose. They said it very specifically to say that it was not in the game, but this is sort of the same thing. The 25, this is 25 people in Kalima, but this doesn't actually tell us how many are in other zones. It could be 3 in other zones. It could be 5. It could be 20. It could be 25. It could be 50. It could be 100. It could be 1. We just don't know from this.
Will be able to play together in the Kilima Village area, but it varies per zone, and other zones will be added to the game in the future. All of this points to instancing. You join the game and you get placed into an instance of Kilima Village or some starting zone with other players using.
Okay, so one of the biggest gripes that I have with this whole video is this usage of instance. And it's not a bad use of instance. It is used in many MMOs to mean like the entire world. But usually when you have that, you can jump instances freely, and we don't know if that's a thing. This is probably closer to a layer. If you played World of Warcraft, World of Warcraft Classic, you'll know everybody hated layers. And so what that would do is it would have a zone and you'd throw 25 people on it and whatever. Only 25 people could exist there. All the resource nodes would only work for them and they'd only see each other. But you can freely move between layers. Another possibility is something like sharding from Ultima Online, where you had sharding almost worked like different servers, and you could still jump shards. So they're similar, but a little different. Hi, Di. That is the referral. Okay. But that's my note on instances. The only reason that I don't like the word instance is because in MMOs, there's like 2 meanings. Dungeons are an instance. So there are like many copies of a dungeon while you're running through it, and you're only running through the one version that you're in. But in those cases, you cannot just jump to somebody else's instance, and it exists only for you. Usually instances in that case have a leader who controls the instance and other people who join their instance. There are, again, map instances, but words are very hard. About server instances with games like WoW. Yes. I feel like it's going to be a mega server with thousands of layers. We'll get back to that on the 2nd, which is tomorrow, because I have a bone to pick with every single person who has ever talked about the funding in this game. But that'll wait until NDA.
Using the matchmaking methods developed using machine learning. It will likely try to place you with friends, members of your community, or party members. For the village we've seen so much of in the game, which represents a small town in this world, you will have a maximum of 24 other players running around with you, but if it's instanced, that means there will be different players in different play sessions, and all of the answers about friends mean that you'll be able to switch easily to an instance where your friends are at.
This doesn't tackle... There's another argument floating around with the instance discussion that none of this tackles, and that's the idea that if I go to the village and I'm in an instance and I meet some people, I don't friend them, but I like playing with them, then I leave the instance and come back, say the next day, and those people are on, I won't necessarily be guaranteed that I can see these people. So that together almost... it hurts the community feel overall, because at least when you're playing most MMOs, there are people that I've had competitions with in markets or in dungeons that I have never met in the game, because they're always there. I always see their name. And the one area of this, and I've gotten into so many arguments about this player size thing recently, is it hurts the community feel. Go into town, leave, walk right back into town. It could be all different people. Yeah, it's the same general idea, right? Like, you just don't see the same people, and that creates problems. The other problem is with people calling this an MMO in general, because MMO is a loaded term. When you think of it, you think of something massive. And I've discussed this in the past. 99% of MMOs, or 99% of the content that is made for most MMOs is made for somewhere between 1 and 10 people. There's no reason to have anything more than that. But what makes an MMO feel like an MMO to people isn't that you play with 5 or 10 people. I'll give you a hint. If you play an MMO for a day and you play League of Legends for a day, you'll play with more people in League of Legends than you will any MMO. I guarantee it. It's not the amount of people that you run to. For most people, it's the fact that if you look around, there's random people around them, which to me could be simulated very easily by just making 100 random bots that act like people. Is this going on YouTube? It will be going on YouTube, probably this afternoon. Despite Twitch yelling at me that it's against the law.
Other massively multiplayer games such as Guild Wars 2 and DC Universe use an instance system as well. Games such as Guild Wars...
Okay, here's my question. How many people in here play MMOs? I seriously do want to know. Thank you for the follow, few votes. So how many people in here play MMOs? I used to play WoW. Thank you for the follow, Starry. Play or played? Either or. Either or. I want to ask a question. So Guild Wars 2 is obviously an MMO. To you, and I'm asking for you individually, is Guild Wars 1 an MMO? If you don't know the game well, you haven't played it, then feel free not to answer. But is Guild Wars 1 an MMO? To you. So the thing about Guild Wars 1 is about 99% of the game is instanced. And by instanced, I don't mean like 20 players are in a zone. It's instanced to a maximum of 8 players. But, and this is the big but, while many people in the last few years have started considering Guild Wars an MMO, ArenaNet, the developers, have never once marketed it as an MMO. So that's the big difference. But with Guild Wars 2 being an MMO, a lot of people started considering it one. I would say that if you consider Guild Wars 1 to be an MMO, you probably consider games like Destiny 2 to be an MMO because they work the exact same way. Hate to tell you that.
2 and DC Universe use an instance system as well. And even World of Warcraft uses instances for some places. While you may never see
World of Warcraft uses layers in every place.
500 people in the middle of the town having a dance-off, which would be amazing but not at all fitting with the lore of a village of that size, you will see a variety of different players no matter where you go, and you'll be able to group up with old friends or make new ones as you explore that world.
I feel like we talked all about
Number
that.
4. Okay, this one has been around for a while and all.
If you didn't watch my video on the issues with romance, we're about to rehash that entire video. Good? Good.
Though it's much more rare than the others, it seems persistent and I think it's important to settle it once and for all. I've seen multiple videos and comments over time suggesting that you can romance underage characters and Palia, and Kenyatta seems to be the focus of that. Unfortunately, the narrative lead for Palia did describe the mayor's daughter as
kind of a rebellious teenager.
The words that launched 1,000 raging comments.
and I think that may have been part of the problem. This may be a description of her attitude more than anything else, or she might be 19, but the information for the character has always described her as a young adult, as in an adult who is younger, not like the genre of literature that's mostly targeted at teens. And while she is working with her mother, they've given...
Yo, I'm gonna say this again. Shout out to Yang Xian Li. Played Neverwinter. Ooh, I have not played Neverwinter. It's a fun one. Shout out to Yang Xian Li, the concept artist behind this and many other things, and one of the few concept artists that I actually follow on Twitter. I love shouting them out.
given some indication that she hasn't chosen her path yet or life calling. It's a bit like she's in a gap year before college. Either way, she's not a minor, or a minor like Hodari, and that's that. She still follows the trend, however, of romanceable options being on the younger side. I'm sure it probably fits their target demographic better, and makes sense as many of the older adults are married and have kids and jobs and are less worried about romance, but I'd love to see someone like Ashura or Sifu on that list from the beginning.
Why not Hodari? What happened to Hodari? Okay, yeah. I brought this up in the romance. If your random bundle of pixels is described as a teenager, acts like a teenager, dresses like a teenager, and generally behaves like a teenager, does it change anything if you say, hey, they're a young adult? Does it actually change anything? It might for some people, it might not. I don't know. But at the end of the day, this whole discussion comes down to two parts. One, the words used on the stream were very, very, very not well thought out. And I've said this twice now. They needed to choose their wording better, and they needed to explain the ages better. I wish I'd seen your video first so I could have just linked it to save myself some trouble. It's a whole thing. The second major problem is that of all of the romances they've shown, the only one that's above the age of young adult, like 23 at the most, is Einar, who's a 3,000-year-old robot and is romanceable, according to everything that we've seen. This push towards younger characters is one of the two reasons that this is a major thing. And I said it in that video, I'll say it again here. The average age of an MMO player is not 21. It's not 18. It's somewhere around 30 or 34. So, the fact that, and I've had people in my community who are older than that, and the fact that they don't have an option for romance and that all the character designs for them are pretty much fairly young looking doesn't help with this narrative.
Number 5. This one is a doozy, and
I'll
I'm
be
bringing
honest,
it up
I don't understand
mainly
this one.
just for laughs. Earlier this year, Singularity
30 to
6 released some information
34,
about
about
NPCs and
80% male, I
relationships
think.
you could have in the
Somewhere
game,
around there.
and a popular YouTuber mistook one word from an interview about it
Oh,
for
no.
meaning something completely different, and made a video about this misconception.
Okay, quick question. Everybody that's not Dad Joke Cinema, he's not allowed to answer this question. What does it mean to woo? What does woo mean? If I say I'm going to woo somebody, what does that mean? You don't have to be perfect. Just give me your best, like, 5-word interpretation. Because I'll be honest, I thought this was an extremely common word. I like that. I like that one. Justin's going with swoon. Swoon's a good one. Oh, I thought this was an extremely common word. And I think the only way that you mess it up is if you... is courting. Courting, good one. Swoon. I think the only way that you mess this up is if you've just never run into the word, which would require you to never read any literature from before 1980, never live anywhere south of the Mason-Dixon line, never visit anywhere south of the Mason-Dixon line, not happen to live in rural areas above the Mason-Dixon line, not having watched any television that's older than the 1990s. Did I miss anything? Oh, yeah, and probably not having grandparents that talk about relationships, or even some parents in some cases. I don't know how you mess up this word.
Normally that wouldn't mean much, but as of the time of me saying this, that video has been seen 24,000 times. So I think it warrants a response. This guy saw that you can befriend NPCs in the world of Palia, but also that you can woo them. Wooing a person comes from the Middle and Old English words which mean to court someone with the intent to marry them. It's popularly been used as a term over the centuries to describe the more formal act of flirting, basically, and extends from a time where you would write letters and kiss hands and do all of that courtship ritual. Unfortunately, our YouTuber friend thought it was the term woohoo from The Sims, which is...
Can I just mention that woohoo is in camel case, and I had to have an entire discussion with somebody that I was watching the other week on how my name, and if you look at Dad Joke Cinema's name in the chat, it's in camel case. The words are capitalized. That's individually. I don't know why this is reminding me of that, but somebody just got mad at me because they tried to pronounce my name, and I told them it was camel case, and they were like, that doesn't... Cases don't have camels.
Is their family-friendly term for an intimate physical relationship. Because of misreading this one word, they thought that Singularity 6 was adding some kind of simulation, cutscene, or gameplay of those intimate acts into their cozy lifestyle game.
I want to make that very clear. One thing very clear, very quick. I work with ESL students. I'm used to people not knowing words and getting confused about them. If you're going to make, and this is one of the things that I explain to people learning English, if you're going to make a major part of what you're presenting or what you're arguing a word, you have to know that you know what that word means and how it's used. I've sat in ESL presentations for students, very smart, and they'll use a word in their presentation, and at the end of it, the first question I ask is, can you tell me the meaning of this word? Can you tell me how it's used? And if they can't do that, it sends red flags. Yeah, this isn't some person sitting in their house making a mistake on a word. It's a person telling hundreds of thousands of people that a game feature exists based on a word. There's a responsibility there. If I hold my ESL students who might use some of the words that they're using once in the next month and a half to this standard, if you're making a YouTube video in English and it's your primary language, you better research the words. Not even just the meaning, right? Not even just the meaning of the word. You better know its connotation, whether it's positive, negative, neutral, formal, informal, because that all holds different meanings. And also to go with that, if we could woohoo people in this game, I would be very concerned about the robot.
And let's be perfectly clear, woohoo in The Sims has never been referred to as wooing, and a Google search reveals no instances of people using the term interchangeably or getting them confused.
Time to add one to the Google search. Anybody here have a website? Or want to make a forum post? We can do this pretty quickly.
I was surprised to find them bring it up again in a recent video, so I guess they still think it will be in there, and honestly I feel kind of bad that they'll be so sorely disappointed when they discover that relationships in Palia only advance through dialogue and gift giving and nothing further. And so that's it, my top 5 misconceptions about
man.
Palia. Is there something you've heard that you're not sure if it's true or not?
Anybody? Something you heard that you're not sure if it's true?
Leave it in the comments below and I will try to respond if I can. And as always, have a great day.
Where's the woohooing menu? It's right. It's actually in the friendship menu. You just have to find the hidden button. You unlock it once you get romance level 4. Part is because he claimed in the video that everyone thought the words were the same. What? Wait, what? How do you make that claim? I'm so confused. So that was the top 5 misconceptions by Dad Joke Cinema, who's in the chat with us. Got to hear my crazy stuff. Sorry, I mean in the comments for it. Yo, woohooing pay to win indeed. You can only woohoo them if you bought their cash shop outfit, right? So for Einar, you have to look like a robot and do the robot. You have to buy his new robot dance. It's a joke. For anybody out there who might take that seriously, that's a joke. It's a good video. Can I make a comment here at the end? I really hate how these pop-ups on YouTube videos for the end screen work, because you need them, but they're covering part of the screen, and it makes me mad every time. I've been trying to figure out how to position stuff on my screen so that you never have this problem. Good reaction. I don't think it was a good reaction. I think we spent forever yelling at clouds. We'll title this video Old Man Yells at Clouds 2, because we had Old Man Yells at Clouds. Rant about what does this term, which already means something, mean to you? Oh my goodness. And because I'm on a different computer, suck. I hate looking up stuff that I watched on one computer on the other. If anybody wants to point and laugh at me, there's the video. You can go watch it there. It's got 18,000 views, which is, I think, more than twice as big as my video calling out Palia, and the one that made everybody mad at me. Now I'm thinking about having relationship levels locked behind having to buy cash shop items as gifts. See, I talked about gifts too much, and now everybody's paranoid. Okay, let's get our music back on. This is why I don't react to stuff. I pause a lot and I go on random tangents. And when I don't have a section, like the whole Antarctic thing, I was like, I don't know. There's nothing to react about here. Totally paid a day breath.
Here we go.
Reth is not my most interesting character. I'm sorry. I'm not really that interested in romance in the games, personally. Like, many people are. I'm gonna have to play romance on my stream account just to, like, see the systems and, you know, get footage for it and such. I'll probably do that with Tish. Tish is probably the character. And anybody else know Tish is Red's sister. Tish is probably the character that I'll go with on that. Breath number 1. So yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed the random react hour. That was like, what? It wasn't too long.
Here we go.
I don't want to know how long that was. I'll find out in editing later.
I'm ready.
Romance just doesn't speak to me much. Like in Stardew Valley, the first character that I romanced was Maru because I like the robot thing. But the character that I've romanced the most in Stardew Valley has been Shane because 2017 marriage speedruns, where I probably married Shane about 50 times. Listen, we had a whole thing going.
Let's go.
By the way, if you didn't know, back in 2017, Stardew Valley had a glitch that was discovered that made the marriage speedruns basically boring. Like, nothing to them. Where you can just set the flag to be married with whatever character that you wanted, and it would take 4 seconds to marry somebody. And you had to go through the formalities of, you know, skipping days and getting married. It really killed that speedrun for me. Another fun fact. The only reason that I ever did a marriage speedrun... Okay, not true. I think I did do one speedrun before. There was a glitch that was discovered that let you spawn any item that you wanted. Same as Super Hammer played Game Boys? Had to go with him? No. No. So in 2017, there was a glitch that was discovered prior to the flag glitch that actually led to the flag glitch being discovered, where you can spawn any item that you wanted. And one of the people in the Stardew speedrunning Discord was really annoyed because he was trying to route marriage runs, but didn't have anybody else playing the category with him. So he asked if anybody wanted to run it with him. I was running Joja at the time because I liked selling my soul to Satan, and also because it was the run that you use to learn money. Oh yeah, I forgot that I lowered that. Or I raised it for the video. We have to lower it back to where it was. It's not all rose-colored. Okay. So I've mentioned this a couple times in streams and stuff, but I don't think I've ever, like, officially said it. My main reason for making videos about Palia was that I felt that the content creators at the time weren't really giving an opinion. Yeah, no, I raised it for the video because, yeah. They weren't really giving their opinion on stuff. They were more just telling you what the studio Singularity 6 was saying about the game. My first video on Palia released June 4th, 2021, and it was, what do we know, like, what is Palia from the day after? And I took all their questions and answers that they did on June 3rd. I filtered through them to find the most relevant ones, and I basically described what the game would be from their answers. Then on the 9th, I want to say the 9th, I released a follow-up video where I did the same thing with all the questions that they had answered in that first week. And then I did nothing. From June 9th, 2021 up until January 27th of 2022, I did not release a single video on Palia. This is an important thing to mention because my YouTube channel that everybody watches was a gameplay channel at the time. It was not a Palia channel. I created my last video before it became a Palia only channel was a video of me beating Super Mario Odyssey without jumping and like going through and creating a narrative storyline for it. That video is now on my original channel from 2012, which I transitioned over to be my gameplay channel. I have pictures. Oh my goodness. I just realized I had pictures of a channel that was deleted that I thought was gone forever. So what brought me into making videos in 2022? There were three or four. No, there were 3 YouTubers that were making videos on Palia in January. One of them I thought was really neat, and I liked watching them, and I followed them, and I stuck with them the whole time. And the other 2 were basically reading question and answers every month and weren't really giving a ton of information. And for the one that I liked, it was a YouTube channel that is now deleted. Was called Kaide's Palia blog, I believe it was, or something like that. I can find the exact name later, but the channel's deleted, so you won't find it now. And I would regularly watch their videos. Yo, they were so good. But around January, February, I think, they started dropping off on making videos about the game. And the other people weren't really making opinionated videos, and I was like, if I can make question and answer videos that have more personality to them, have more to them than just reading, these other channels will need to do better. They will need to start giving their own thoughts. They'll need to start interpreting questions. I was very naive and none of them did that, but that was my thought process as to why I started making videos. And just because I'm a content creator, and when I was originally looking at everything, I was like, oh, we can't live off of 1 video a month. That's not sustainable. I started making other videos even before I started with the question and answer videos. I started with like, what is Palia, PvP and Palia, and I just took random concepts and started making videos about them. I did one on like housing, romance, and for all of them I just used the questions and answers that they had publicly released to describe what the systems were and how they would look in the game. That's all I did.
Let's get going.
Again, hoping... My hope wasn't that I would get views. My hope wasn't that I would get big. My hope was that either new YouTubers would come around and do what I was doing better and with, different takes. Or that the YouTubers that were already there would do better. Somehow that's led to me being the somewhat negative person in the Palia community, but... I hold that. I was trying to disrupt. I really was. I wasn't trying to do it for, personal gain. I wasn't trying to make friends or enemies. I just wanted things to get better, because in my mind, there wasn't really that much.
Here we go.
Didn't know about Palia until a month ago. Yeah, trust me. If you look at... About a month and a half ago is where my channel started getting the actual views. Most of my videos from 2021 up until early 2022, a good video would get 1,000 views.
I'm ready.
Most videos ended up somewhere around 300 to 400 views. Not that many people were searching for the game. Or at least not that many people were searching for my individualized takes on the game. Someone has to start on hard tires and then everyone else is doing the 2-stopper soft, medium, medium. Okay, Albon, get out of here.
Let's get going.
Yeah, I want a sub 23.
Let's go.
It's very hard. I don't think I'm gonna get a sub 23 today, and my side is starting to hurt. which is exactly what we were trying to do today. We were trying to get a stress test of my body and when it would start to fail. And 2.5 hours seems to be a good point. Oh, and in case you guys don't know, I typically don't react to stuff on stream. I've reacted to 4 videos on stream in the last 12 years of me having this channel. 2 of them were Nintendo Directs. I ran into the 2022 Nintendo Direct for E3 and the 2023 one that they put out. I guess it was Summer Directs. Mid-2020, I reacted to a video of somebody riding a crazy roller coaster.
Let's go.
That somebody in chat wanted me to watch because they wanted to see roller coasters. And then that video. I personally don't like reacting to stuff unless I feel like I can particularly... Unless I feel like I can add to it in a meaningful way, and if my opinion will actually be... If my views on something will be foundationally different than what's happening around. Really proud to be included with a roller coaster video. It's a very select crowd. To be honest, I don't even remember which roller coaster it was.
Here we go.
So yeah, my body's starting to fall apart. We're gonna probably do... I want to do a couple shout-outs specifically to some very important people. And I've shouted them out. I've shouted some of them out a lot on YouTube recently and on Twitch. But see if my commands still work. It don't work. Oh, it works. Yo! But my emotes don't work in that. So the first one is Kiwichi, who... Can anybody tell me what Kiwichi did? If you've watched any of my videos, or I think I shouted them out in one of the issues videos, and the long one. But Kiwichi is the person who made my PNG. They did it as a bit of a favor for me because I wanted something, but I was very broke because I didn't have a job. And they are a very nice person. They are from Malaysia, so their stream times are very, very different than mine. Okay, only slightly different than mine. And every once in a while I'll hang out in their Discord, and they play random games, and they open Pokemon cards. And if you ever wonder why on my YouTube channel, my gameplay channel, I literally have 3 videos of me opening packs of cards of Pokemon in the last thing, it's because their Discord server talked me into buying them. Who else did I want to shout out? I mean, there's Novus Nox, who is our longest running viewer, and also we did all of the dropping tent stuff earlier. This is where I would have to do something that I hate doing on stream, and I would have to completely focus for probably 2 hours, find 3 individual spots where I can gain a couple tents here and there in order to break the 22 mark. Everything from here on out is going to be very microscopic things. That's why I said getting from 24 to 23 is like an hour of work. It's pretty easy. Getting from 23 to 22 is very hard.
Here we go.
There's a reason that most serious speedrunners, if they're like in a serious mode, they are not talking at all. It's very hard to be fast and talk. Yeah, there's Novus Nox, who is trying to get affiliate on Twitch. He streams once a quarter, as I joke, like a fiscal quarter. Usually with me on weekends. if we're going to stream on weekends. Obviously, we haven't the last couple weeks just because of my body. And he's at 3 followers, but he doesn't have the average viewers, and I'll shout him out at the end of this run. Yeah, see? We're so close.
Here we go!
And then the last person that I really want to shout out here is... It's not bad, it's not great, though. It's better than what we had coming in, but... Ooh, we hit that wall. The last person that I want to shout out is my one and only mod. Okay, I used to have another mod, but it got unmodded. My one and only mod is Super Suki-chan, who hasn't really been able to be around the last month or so. They said, if you thought my health conditions were bad, they've been going through some stuff recently, and they just haven't been able to be around. I talked to them, but
Here we go!
yeah, they can't make it in. So, their plans were to start streaming in the future. They were waiting on getting a bunch of stuff done. Like they're having a model made, all of that. And I exist somewhere on the outside of the VTuber community. I know plenty of people that are in it. I know plenty of people that aren't in it. I don't really care that much about it. I use them. My main reason for using the model was I thought people would identify more with a face on a screen than just a faceless voice. So, yeah, that's why I started using my model. I'm not big into the VTuber side of things. I do watch some. I'm like on the outside of the community looking in, so don't ask me about VTuber drama because my Twitter's already filled up with it. I would shout out Super Suki-chan, but doesn't currently stream, don't have the channel, so sad there. Sad life. And then I'm a mod on like 5 different Twitch channels. It is what it is. I think that's all my shoutouts. Is that all my shoutouts? I mean, my layout here was made by somebody on Etsy. Made by Mutt on Etsy. And that is their full name. Made by Mutt.
Let's go!
Mutt. M-U-U-T. I don't remember who made everything else, but I had credits somewhere.
I'm ready!
Okay, so, with all that said and done, the Palia talk is mostly over, unless somebody has any questions that they want to ask. Shoutouts to Rat. Isn't he the all let us cook? Speaking of, I started cooking, learning to cook recently. I actually found that being trapped inside, not being the healthiest, or not being able to exercise, was the perfect time to try to learn how to cook. Unfortunately, I know nothing about cooking, so I was just like, screw it, and I ended up getting HelloFresh for a month, or a month and a half. Not terrible, the portion sizes are a little small, but it is definitely helping me learn the basics of cooking, along with other people yelling at me when I get stuff wrong, and keeping me from burning the house down. Listen, I took home ec in middle school. I learned how to bake. I didn't learn nothing about cooking. Absolutely nothing. I'm gonna have to go through this whole video and find the 2314 to submit to the creators, because I don't think I have anything that's better. But there's no doubt in my mind that somebody destroyed that.
Let's go!
No doubts in my mind. has any shoutouts besides Reth? I don't even like Reth that much. Uh-oh. Did it work? Oh my goodness, it worked. I have a cat on my head. Why would you do such a thing to this cat, Cinema?
Here we
It's a
go.
cat hat. Cat hat. Now, if you use big at the same time, hold on. I'm gonna do something.
Let's go.
Hello. I love automated everything. I have a cat on my head. That is serious. Yeah, it's supposed to cover a quarter of the screen, but with the cat, it's even bigger. It's a cranky cat. Yep, there are 9 different variations of the cat. Cat is randomized. Fun cat. Shout out to the cat. Black cat. There are 3 black cats, 3 white cats, and 3, I think, gray cats. I'm not sure.
Let's get going.
Grumpy cat on my head. I actually can't tell what cat it is because my resolution for watching is 160. I have a black cat. I had a black cat. She passed away a couple years ago. I have her picture on my phone as like the back screen. Chic. Like Zelda or like the religious figures?
Here we go.
Zelda. Okay, that's a bit different. Absolutely nobody would use that name. Nobody. Can I be honest? Before I streamed, I had never played a Zelda game. And then I got into streaming again in 2020, technically late 2019, for Ocarina of Time randomizer races, which I did for 2 years, 3 years regularly. Did weekly races, tournament races, and then in 2020, blah, I sort of just stopped. You have a question? Are you going to be playing as you can, or wait for a fuller game? Content creator. Gotta make content, which means tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 p.m. whatever other time, or 15 minutes from now if you don't know time zones. I will be streaming playpalia beta launch.
I'm ready. Yep.
I fully expect to have no content and nothing to play for the first, 4 hours, as servers will be dead from everybody trying to play it at once. Hopefully they limited their invites well.
Let's get going.
I would specifically not be playing the game like I would when I reviewed stuff. If you were here for my Harvestella demo playthrough, I apologize for that. It's the most boring thing ever. If you ever wanted to see somebody jump at a wall for 20 minutes straight, watch me trying to review games, because I try to break everything.
I'm ready.
Let's
go.
I already put in for time off, so they're definitely going to have server issues. Yeah, that's just how it goes.
Let's get going.
Did you get into the closed beta, or are you waiting on an open
Here we
beta? 'Cause I'm in closed beta. I'll have to take a look. See? Dude, it's so bad. I have a review of the Harvestella demo on my
Let's go.
YouTube channel that everybody watches, because it's not just a Palia channel. It's just that I've only been playing those. Got my email, and the noise I made said done. That's amazing. Yeah, I got mine yesterday too. I was really surprised when I got it, because I'm gonna be honest. I personally don't think the devs like me.
Here we go.
I don't know if they do or not. As I said, my only interaction with the devs has been me telling them in the stress test that something worked for me. when I tried doing it in the game. Literally my only interaction with the devs ever. I mean, the mods have joked around with me, but they're not devs. Discord mods. Congratulations.
Let's go.
I'm actually surprised at something. And you guys probably have some insight into this, because many of you have joined recently. I've gotten more Twitch follows in the last 2 weeks when I haven't been streaming due to health issues than I have anywhere else. Oh yeah, no, I have no evidence that the devs like me, but my anxiety tells me they don't. I know the content that I made and have been making for the last 2 years, and I have what we call low self-esteem. So my assumption is I absolutely believe that they value you, whether or not they sigh and roll their eyes before relieving your oh my goodness, it's so funny, but probably true. They're like, oh god, he released another video. What is it this time? Honestly though, most of my videos don't get that many views, and they don't make that much of a dent in the community. The only one that I made that had some reaction, and only to my personal community, was the Palia's failing video. I'm trying to stretch this out to 3 hours just so it looks good on my my back end, but if my side gets any worse in the next 8 minutes, we'll have to end early.
Here we go.
Oh, did you get a? You got a? Did you get in?
Let's go.
Oh, that's funny.
Ow. Let's get going.
What time did it? Hold on. What time did yours come in?
Here we go.
I can check mine. Where do I check the time received?
Let's go.
What time did they announce that they sent them all out? Hold on, I actually have this question now. So on their Discord, they announced what time they sent them out, and they said they were all sent, right? They announced it at 7:19 that all of them were sent. I got mine after that.
Let's go.
A little sad. A little sad, yeah. As I said, I fully expect servers to be dead. So yeah, I didn't get mine until after they said that they'd sent them all, which means I'm suddenly not going to reveal the time that they sent it to me because, unless somebody else has one that was sent after 7:19 p.m. Not received, sent. Eastern time. Yeah, it would be Eastern time. Oh no, 7:19 Eastern time is when they announced that they had sent all of them. Mine came in after that. That's all I'm saying right now. All I'm saying.
Let's go. Let's get going. I'm ready. Let's go.
Yours was just short of an hour after that. Okay, it makes me feel a bit better. Mine was only 30 minutes after. But I was asleep when they sent it, because dealing with everything. So I didn't even notice it. 56 minutes. So they either noticed they missed some people or they had some real sketchy stuff sending them.
I'm ready.
49 minutes. Okay, it just sounds like they caught up then. Okay, nothing nefarious. It just seems like they got caught up in whatever they were using to send them.
Let's get going.
That's not too bad then.
Here we go.
Yeah, I just find it weird that they would make the announcement. They probably made it when they
Let's go.
put stuff.
I'm ready.
Yeah, they were having some trouble with stress test invites for a while. Seems like they just had a few patches that failed and took them another hour or two to get them all out. It's not really a major problem, but it's sort of disappointing when you read, oh, all of the invites are sent, but I'm not in.
Let's go.
We have a few more people here today. A post telling people that I wasn't in, and a lot of my friends were all in. I was just sitting here like, guess I'll go work on my
Here we go.
I was originally just going to find some random content creators, ask them if I could borrow footage, basically, or use footage in order to make videos. Because using all of everything having the same footage as like that gameplay stream would have been awful. Plus I'd have to rely on other people to test stuff for me for that first week, and I didn't want that.
Let's go.
Okay, so if 3 hours is like my hard limit, I still can't script and write videos in one sitting. You know, it is what it is.
Here we
So
go.
much control. Yeah, my concern with the time was like, if for most people they were getting it beforehand and then a select few people got it after, then that would be like, oh, they're giving me special treatment. But if everybody's getting them, then it's less you're getting special treatment and more you happen to fit all the parameters that we were looking to get in this test anyway. Or into this anyway. Because obviously, as a creator, I want to get in early. It's beneficial to get in early. It allows me to make videos, test things myself, all of that stuff. But at the same time, I very much don't want to be treated... Basically, if I do something where I would get banned, I don't want to not get banned just because I'm a creator. Right? I don't want to have special treatment.
Let's go.
Watch that comment will come back to bite me in like a year. Probably like a month. Judging it based off of what I say in videos.
Let's get going. Here we go.
Technically, I've been playing Palia for about as long as anyone else anywhere.
Ready. Yep. Let's get going.
Yeah. Gordy has been shadow banned. Hey, if I could play the game, that might be better if I could just not see anybody else and not see their chat. It'd be better. You never know. Single player Palia. All through shadow banning. Didn't they list that as one of the possible ways that they can ban you in the game is just terminate you from the chat servers? Gonna start making a video about Tony getting special privileges from the devs. Yeah, they made all the outfits in pink just for me. I'm the only one who has access to them. That's probably like the big thing that I've called out is your outfits don't have colors for the ones that you showed. So now all the outfits are pink just for me. Special privileges. Yo, speaking of, I feel like the customization stuff that they announced in that little post that they put out, the beards and such, all of that has to be like, can you imagine the fire that happened in that office over the last week since the gameplay video came out? Of every, or I guess 2 weeks now, of
Let's get going.
they're just like, this is great. Oh my goodness, there's so much backlash. We need fix now.
Here we go.
We need fix now. How do we fix now? Everybody start working. We need more customization. We need beards.
Let's get going.
We need everything. I feel partially responsible for that, but at the same time, I am nowhere near the largest creator that talked about. Okay, that reminded me of a topic.
Here we go.
And I'm not going to point this out to any individual because it's a comment that I saw everywhere. Beard Battle Pass, yes. Every other level is a different style of beard.
Let's get going.
Something that I noticed after the gameplay video, and it made me really disappointed in the community again, for the same reasons as before, is I saw so many videos talking about the character creator and how great it was and how good everything was and how there's like no faults in the world and everybody's just shiny happy people. Shiny happy people. And I was like, you have so many people right now making videos like everything you need to know about Palia, or the whole thing with like, what do you need to know about Palia, or what is Palia? And so many people are just glossing over or completely ignoring massive issues.
Let's get going. Let's go.
I don't know. I'm becoming more and more disillusioned
Here we
to
go.
the YouTube community. I feel like they're gonna be bringing people in with expectations that are not grounded in what we've seen or what we know in any way. I wonder if it would be faster if I rolled further to the left and then jumped out. I don't know.
Let's go.
But I've already heard from some of the people here that you don't even watch other channels,
Here we
really.
go.
So what do I know?
I'm ready.
I've started following a lot more creators on YouTube. I want to make a list of some on Twitch. It's a fly.
Let's go.
And if that was a thing,
I'm ready.
that wouldn't be within the spirit of the competition. That one was close. I think that one's a 2318. Which tells me that my answer is correct. There is a way for me to save more time than what I'm saving right now.
Let's get going.
And it's a fairly simple fix. dad run, it was still mid-23s. That would usually be a high 23. I don't know. As I said,
Here we go.
I have a very different fan base to like every other Palia creator that I've seen, and I don't think I've seen that much overlap.
I'm ready.
So it's hard to judge. But at least from what I've seen on YouTube, with stuff being made, it's setting the game up for failure.
Let's get going.
Even with just the stuff that I know, which is why I think the misconception video is really good, because one, it's a video not by me. I am past 3 hours. My site has started to get better. I don't know why, but I'm not noticing the pain. Like that's honestly why I think stuff like the misconception video that you put out, or I did watch through some of your older videos too. You've gone into shock. Yes. Yes. I think it's very important to have more creators than just me who are willing to not just stick with the game, but also not blindly praise everything and be willing to talk about these seedy underbellies that exist. But I also want to hear more actual opinions on things in the game too, and everybody, nobody shares opinions.
Let's go.
Can I say something? My longest edit on a Palia video was 2 days. And it was and I spent
I'm ready.
1.5 of those days editing a gag that didn't even make it into the video.
I'm ready.
I think, and you'll notice this with my editing, it sucks. Most of my videos are scripted, written, recorded, and edited in the course of like 3 hours.
Let's get going.
Maybe 4, depends on how bad the edits are.
Here we go.
I do not do much work for Palia videos. Even less now where everything's not like research based. I feel bad when people are like, I spent forever editing this. I'm like, yeah, I got an idea in my head and I made it in an afternoon. I'm sorry. But that also comes down to like my first couple gameplay videos taking like 4 days to make. And then I was like, that's not sustainable. How do we make this faster? Most of my edits are now actually saved, like pre-saved stuff. So if I want to have a blurred or a panning background, I don't have to make it blurred or panning. I just drag my random effect over and it's done.
I'm ready. Let's get going.
Yo, if I didn't have so much background noise, I would probably use a better mic. I used to be very picky about my mic, and now I have a ton of background noise, so I just set something up with the most that worked the best. Way too much time on googly eyes? Wait, what? How do you... I'm confused. I mean, some people here might actually know how to Photoshop or stuff. I don't. But the googly eyes look like a 10-minute job to me.
Let's go.
You just gotta find the googly eyes, which I guess could take forever, or make the googly eyes. You can tell my perception of editing is broken. I do all my edits very fast. Or not at all.
Let's get going.
My recordings are fun though. had a behind the scenes on my Ko-fi of recording my audio recording from my original house video back in 2022. That was funny.
You're on a roll.
I don't do that. I do 2 takes at most lines in recording and then chop them together. Or I'll just talk through them.
I'm ready.
But I also record with an echo in my ear so I can hear what I'm saying. So I only repeat if I don't like it. I'm sure everybody's so glad to hear this conversation about audio recording and video editing. Everybody loves it.
Let's go.
I think the only video that I re-recorded was at the very beginning of my video where I did the responding to the comments one. You heard me say that it's take 2. And that's actually because take 1 went too long and I felt like it lost its focus. So I actually cut myself off in take 1 at 48 minutes and then came back to it later when I felt good again and recorded for 30 minutes. And it was a lot more rambling. It wasn't hard to do, just got fixated on it. I think that's where I'm very different. Unless I'm mispronouncing something, the line is fine if I say it. Something that I've noticed that I do,
Here we go.
I hate dead space in my videos. Not because it's silent, but because my mic naturally has a humming sound to it. Because of I have air purifiers, air conditioners, and fans and stuff that are running at all times around me, and you just can't hear them. But they sound awful in recordings. So I always try to have, if I'm gonna have an audio line, I always have music playing, just so that it's covered.
Let's go.
So if you ever wonder why I have background audio in all of my videos and why it's never changed, that's why. It's just loud enough to cover up. It's usually just loud enough to cover up the static noise.
Here we go.
What else is there? Some other crazy thing. Oh yeah. If you want to be really annoyed, my last 3 videos have used the exact same music in the same form because I wasn't feeling well enough to go and select music from my library and then edit the sound to be good. So I just copied it and pasted it. Matter of fact, my last 5 videos were all made in the same project file so that I could speed that process up because I wasn't feeling well.
Here we go.
So if anybody wants to comment on how my music is the same in the 3 videos, there you go. You can make that comment now.
Let's get going. Let's go. Here we go.
My project file is just starting with the music from the orchestral trailer. That's smart. I would love to make music, but I am broke. I'm too broke for instruments. My guitar is broken.
Let's get going.
I don't have drums anymore. I love drumming. Drumming is something that I enjoy doing. But my legs are bad now, so I don't think I can do it anymore. I play guitar very badly. I learned guitar because it sounded like fun, and then I joined a small band for a little while, and instead of playing guitar, I played drums because I liked that more.
Let's go.
If you want something beyond a punk song, then you probably don't want me. And if you don't know what punk sounds like, it is the most basic stuff ever. So slow suddenly. But yeah, I used to have guitar, bass, and drums, and I haven't played drums in like 10 years. But I have Clone Hero. That counts, right?
I'm ready.
Dude, nobody's doing anything. What's the Zelda speedrun? Ah, the MMR's tournament season 4 qualifier 7 is happening right now. I'll share a Facebook post with it.
Go.
Just an ad for. Wait, what?
Let's get going. Here we go.
I didn't realize that skincare cream could be woke. It's an inanimate object. I am utterly confuzzled.
I'm ready. Let's get going. Here we go.
I don't get it. I've talked about this, or I asked this question a couple weeks
Let's go.
ago. I should probably.
I'm ready.
Should probably switch back to this.
Here we go.
And it was really, really
Let's
funny.
go.
I asked this question, and then Dash Goats made a video about the same topic. But a couple weeks ago, I asked the question, and Wes might remember if he's still here, of is having an ally or a safe space tag something that's actually important to people? Because for me, for the last 2 years, I haven't had one because of one major reason. I just don't understand. Like, I'm willing to admit that I don't understand the problems and concerns that this group of people faces, because I am not one of them, and I don't have to deal with them. So I don't understand the concerns that much.
Let's go.
At the same time, I have a moderator who
Here we go.
is a prominent figure and a moderator of another very, very pro-trans community who better understands these issues than I do, so when they're around, it's not really as much of a concern for me.
Let's go.
I have had them look over some videos that I made in the past that included anything with trans, gay, bi, anything like that in it, to make sure that nothing was offensive or that I was wording things correctly. To low 23 again. But me personally, I just don't know. I don't understand a lot of things. And I'm not saying that like it's a bad thing. I'm saying it's the reason that I didn't have an ally tag.
Here we go.
That was 0.2 off of my previous 0.3 off of my previous run, but our goal is to get much lower. I think the last time I brought this up, the answer
I'm ready.
was I shouldn't use an ally tag because a lot of people, Yeah, there you go. There's the thing. I shouldn't use an ally tag because they personally identify them with mostly performative. And instead they just do something like safe space that's not as pointed. Because at the end of the day, I don't use tags on Twitch for anything. I'll use the language tag, and that's literally the only one that I use.
I'm ready.
Tags are not for me. So I don't know how people are using them and what the concerns are for them. That's just how it be, though. But with Paylia coming out and with a lot more people being brought into the game, I wanted to bring up the topic again a few times. Different groups of people and all that. And I have yet to get a consensus from anybody on whether or not having the tag is a good idea or a bad idea, or if I should have a different tag or no tags at all, because at the end of the day, it's less about, like, the tag brings people in. It's a signal that brings people in. It can be misused, all that stuff. But for something like a Twitch channel, people have to like the content to stick around anyway. Sincere, I feel it's okay. The problem is, how do you know a sincere from a not sincere? And if the tag is mostly being co-opted by people who aren't sincere, then people that would use tags would notice that, and it wouldn't have any meaning. Which is why I ask, because I don't use tags. And I mentioned before, I am not one of the demographics who is affected by LGBT stuffs. So I don't know the concerns, and I don't know how people are using these tags. Because
Let's get going.
are you sure actions speak louder than t-shirts, though? Are you really? T-shirts speak pretty loud.
Here we go. Let us go. I'm ready.
Where people were using it in insincere ways, but if they are,
Let's go.
it was something that I literally didn't learn about until I asked this question a couple weeks ago.
Here we go.
And somebody said, oh, there are bad actors who use it, so I was like, oh, I'm the cynical one here. How didn't I think of that?
Going.
Like, legitimately, how didn't I think of that?
I'm ready.
It's nice to see how second nature this is becoming, but at the same time, I am not going any faster.
Let's go.
Like, what would change about my content if I added or didn't add a tag? Practically nothing. I still have the same people. I still have the same moderators. I still have the same rules.
Here we go.
If you're new here, I'm also not afraid of having big conversations, and I'm not afraid to admit when I don't know something. So
Here we
it's
go.
a whole fun thing. But big conversations have a limit. If they go too far, or they become like dark or something, they'd have to be taken off of stream and usually open a Discord. Because not everything is good for
Let's get going.
streams. Also, I have chronic conditions, and over the years, we've had a lot of people stop by who've had chronic conditions who just sort of wanted to rant about it for a little bit, and I'm usually very receptive to that, because I do understand chronic conditions and chronic pain and things like that, so I listen pretty well.
I'm ready. Let's get going.
That's the big problem, right? Another problem with any group is if you look at, and we're going to use LGBT as the example here just because I can,
Here we go.
and just because it's the topic that we were bringing up. But
Let's go.
as somebody from the outside, if I'm looking in, I wouldn't know how to deal with conflicting opinions within the group anyway, right? Because not every group has the same thoughts on what shouldn't be done, what's good, and what's bad. I wouldn't know how to handle that. I wouldn't understand most of it, so why would I even begin to try to speak for them? I feel like there's something that I'm fundamentally doing wrong somewhere along the line. Don't look at me.
I'm ready.
Don't look at me.
Let's get going.
I fundamentally believe that as long as what you're doing doesn't hurt other people, doesn't affect other people negatively, then I don't care what you do.
Ow. Let's go. Here we go.
I think you turned them into a Y. It's like they were a stretching group. The trans just wanted to stretch for a bit, you know? Ooh. Just waving. Yeah, that's it. We're saying hello. Very mellowed out in this last 30-ish minutes. But somehow my streams always come back to random conversations about topics that most people are like, wait, why? But I like learning. Actually, fun fact, getting sick has returned me to one activity that I haven't done in forever. And that is reading. I started reading my my books again, my history books. Currently, I just started Seishon Golem's pillow book. So, Japanese history, always fun. If you don't know, I have a degree in history with a focus on Asia, so I hadn't read a book since I got out of university like a year ago. Maybe more than a year ago. I don't remember.
Let's go.
Getting sick has returned me to reading.
I'm ready. Let's get going.
It's also probably why I don't care when I stand, like when I record videos or I'm sitting up here, I'm like, I've spent years of my life having to present in front of random people on opinions that they didn't care about. Why would I care if people are entertained or not? That's also probably why I dug through so many questions and answers. Research all day, all night. If you're wondering, I wrote my thesis on the use of pigeons in World War I.
I'm ready. Ow.
Sensitive topic, so I'd... It's not the consensus right now, though, is the problem. The last two times that I've done this, Pigeons used by the military, United States military between World War I and World War II.
Here we go.
The last time the United States used pigeons in a military sense was in the Korean War. I have found references to them being used in the Korean War. Ah, yes, birds aren't real. But pigeons are air rats. Hello, that's a referral link to playpalia. Closed beta is tomorrow. We'll be streaming that. Open beta will start up on the 10th. That's when everybody can play. And the referral link helps somebody in the community because on the Discord I have a big area where people can post invite links, and I try to switch it out every 2 days, but I missed it a few times last week.
Nice one. Here we go.
Can't wait to see your Paleo speedrun videos. I'd have to find something in the game to speedrun, and honestly, timers make that very difficult unless there's a glitch to bypass timers, but they would patch that almost immediately. Can't do a marriage speedrun because one gift every 24 hours, according to them. I'm not streaming for 72 hours straight for that, because, you know, speedruns have to be a continuous upload.
Let's go.
You can't just cut the stream. That would be you could cheat then.
Here we go.
Fish compendium speedrun. They have not announced a compendium.
I'm ready.
I feel like doing a speedrun like that, like fishing would be okay, because other players around just make it. Like, it wouldn't hurt. They announced encouraging would have buffs.
Let's get going.
But there's nothing really people would probably be able to do to, you know, make it not good. But hunting, like I mentioned in my last video, I can foresee in a game where animals can get spooked by people coming near them, it might be possible for people to troll that. Oh, that was a good one until the end. That was a good one until the end. We were way ahead of schedule.
Here we go. I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm stuck at home until I'm actually recovered. So, who knows when this stream will end. It's supposed to end twice already. But then I looked at who was streaming a Raid 2 and I saw nothing of interest. Also, I have a channel specifically for speedruns. It hasn't had any uploads in a while. I think my last one was a Mario Odyssey run that I got a 115 on. Not very good at Mario Odyssey speedruns. I started learning the Pikmin 1 speedrun recently. You watched the Mario Odyssey one? Why? I apologize. I think it's got a couple of my tournament races in Ocarina of Time randomizer, but I didn't upload the full tournament set from that year. I was in group French people for that set. Scheduling was a nightmare because everybody was French. And then I had the league play. Actually, I think I uploaded the league stuff, not the tournament stuff. Because the league stuff was group French. Yeah, when I do that fast, I screw it up. I thought I screwed that up.
Here we go. Oh, yeah.
You know, speaking of preserving your tires, my goodness, the Belgian Grand Prix is over. Summer break time. Anybody who doesn't watch Formula One, I'm sorry. Yeah, I screwed that up. I need to make I think I need to make tiny jumps
Let's go.
off of there. I heard so many different opinions on it being like the most, like a super boring race or a pretty good race. Not a great race from anybody. But we literally started with a Ferrari ramming a McLaren off the road and into a wall, so I guess take that as you will. It's fine. I thought the first half of it was really good, and the second half of it was less good. And that all equals out to something that's okay. It's good. I don't know. I've never really watched the battles at the front with a lot of interest, so I like the midfield stories more than I like the frontline stories. Like I said in Discord, there were good overtakes. Dude, that Esteban Ocon on Yuki Tsunoda coming down the Camel Straight. I still don't know how that there wasn't an accident there with when he did it.
Let's go.
Because he just threw himself into a chicane.
Let's get going.
I was sort of disappointed. I was hoping Tsunoda would end up in 9th, but Norris somehow held on to his tires. I was like, there's no way Norris is carrying these to the end. Fun fact for me, I think Gasly running 23 laps on the soft at the beginning sort of killed that race. That's why everybody was trying to run softs for so long at the end.
Let's go.
Like, nothing against him, he was able to pull it off without losing too much ground, but okay. Sadly, we'll have to find the 23.14. Nobody's streaming that I follow, really. So I guess we'll end it here. My side's starting to hurt a bit more. We're not going to break 22, maybe in the future. I still have to actually play through this game on stream and get more than just the first 2 worlds done. But we'll save that for after the Palia hype from the first full week of Palia being out and me trying to make videos without, you know, without scripting and editing too much. It'll be a mess of a week. Thank you for stopping by, everyone, to this my test stream. We have learned that I might be able to go 4 hours tomorrow if everything goes well. This early NASA space mission simulator called Re-Entry that's been in early access, and the guy isn't ready for 1.0 but keeps releasing hot fixes. It's fun. That's funny. Also, I do want to thank people in my community real quick. I did get feedback from Kiwi G, who I might refer to as Gia sometimes. That's just her name. that a little while ago somebody did stop by in the stream was very nice. No problems. It's not always guaranteed that that happens, but I do want to thank people for, you know, not being jerks on other people's streams. You can be jerks to me if you want, but please do not go to other people's streams and be jerks to them. It's just very rude. So I'd like to thank people here for being polite in other people's streams, especially when I'm the one directing them there. Okay, have fun, everyone, and I'll be calling it here. Have a good day, and we'll be back tomorrow for Palia, hopefully actually working. And all of that stuff. Bye!